Hey guys, a little while back I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I asked my patrons what they would like for a milestone video. And from the choices there, they decided to vote on a Doom of the Savage Kings AP one shot, so that's what we have here. Before we start, I just want to say a huge thank you to all my patrons, all my subscribers, everybody who's been around since either the beginning or even recently. It's been really, really fun doing this. I'm super excited to do more and to keep improving, and I really, really hope you guys enjoy this. It was a pretty silly game, probably a little bit more silly than you'd expect for the sort of dark fantasy scenario, but it is DCC after all, and we had a really good time, and I hope you do as well. So, without any further ado, enjoy the show. For days you have traveled through the dark, brooding forests and across the desolate, windswept moors. All about you is the endless gray, either the cold mists hanging on the valley floors or the dark clouds piling atop the bare, craggy peaks. Your destination is Herat, a lonely village set at the foot of the Trolltooth Mountains, with its promise of a warm hearth and good company. Until then, your only companions are the ravens that circle overhead and the howl of distant wolves in the night. Your reverie is broken by muffled screams and the sight of shuffling forms ahead in the mists. So before we get directly into whatever is going to happen first in the scene, let's go around with you guys. We'll start with... I just realized I have Martin and Nate's cameras switched. 1 second. All right. Hopefully that's the last screw-up I got to deal with. Now that I fixed the cameras, let's do character intros, and we'll start with you, Martin.
So I'm playing Herc, and Herc is so named because his master, Cephalius, the Grand Seer of Erythilin, which I've just about managed to remember, his apprenticeship was going well until his master died, and on his deathbed he did two things. He said that Herc should go into this place around Herat and see if he can find some mystical thing. He wasn't too descriptive about what it was. He didn't have time. And this mystical thing is capable of empowering and really sort of increasing the enchantments on spells and magic items that Herc might at some point need to create. Well, the second thing is, unfortunately, Herc wasn't really given his proper name until his master died on his deathbed, and it was just right at the last moment. So Herc's proper name ended up being Herc before he died.
That is such a Martin background, and I love it. All right, Nate.
Oh, absolutely. I'm playing Curtin Waystone. Curtin Waystone of the cheesemongering dwarven clan, the Waystones, who rule Cheesemonger Peak and have done so for generations. As I came into my heritage and became old enough to apprentice, I realized that while there is great honor continuing on in the tradition of the Emberfall Brie and the Frostbeard cheddar that we are known for, I felt like I wanted more. So it was a tough decision to make, but I bid farewell to my mother and my father and my other father and my second mother, my third mother, and my fourth father. I skipped my fifth father, where you don't speak, but my seventh father, he bestowed upon me as I began my journey his mace and his shield from his previous adventures around the realms, and I made my way off to find my own path, one that didn't involve long cave-aged processes.
Perfect. And finally, Molly.
Yeah, I'm playing Kana, who's a woman, a young woman who ran away some number of years ago when she was a little girl into the woods and became adopted by a pack of wolves, and has since grown mostly feral. She would rather be with the wolves if she had her choice, but unfortunately, two of the members of her pack are currently sick, and the treatments they have available in the forest haven't been working. And so she's venturing into Herat with some companions in order to try to find some medicine for and grrr. That's Kana's deal. She wears like wolfskin armor from a previous pack leader and fights with a spear. And she's not good with people. She's not really trying to be.
That's awesome. Yeah, how did the three of you guys meet? Because you guys are a bit of an odd bunch.
Yeah. We did.
And that was we don't talk about it.
I reckon that maybe you both had your own reasons to want to forge adventures out into the woods, but I was already here. So I think maybe while you guys were off forging your adventures, you maybe crossed paths, and I kind of like I was able to help navigate you through the forest, and you were able to help like promise me to get me into civilization, and like seem more normal, because I smell kind of off-putting, and I don't really interact well. So you're like, okay, well, we'll help each other out. I'll scratch your back, you sniff mine, and we'll make our way to Herat.
And see, I sort of thought your smell was comforting. It reminds me a little bit of home. It's some of the deeper caverns, and so I was very, very pleased to make your acquaintance and finally meet someone who was a little bit more normal than everyone else that we'd met on our travels.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably really accustomed to kind of like damp fungus type smells, and that there's like an abundance of that on Kana.
Oh yeah, right.
Kind of a perpetual wet dog smell, even though she's neither wet nor dog.
That's disturbing. But all right, perfect. So this is our ragtag group. I'm excited to see what happens to them. So the three of you have been traveling, like I mentioned. I'll actually move your tokens real quick. There we go. You guys, like I said, you guys are traveling out here, and you see the stuff moving in the mist in front of you, and soon after, you guys see grim peasants, their dirt-lined faces drawn with fear, emerge from the gloom. All bear crude weapons, wood axes, staffs, pitchforks, and long knives. The mob drives a raven-haired woman before them, and I'll show you a picture here. Gagged and bound with thick rope, she squirms and fights them with every step. Trailing the mob are solemn figures astride war horses, the telltale glint of armor flashing beneath their wolfskin cloaks. So they are coming from the west. It looks like they're heading east. There's this woman, and there's probably about like 30 or so peasants, and then you also see, like I said, these men in armor. It looks like they have beards, helmets, big cloaks, and as they see you, some of the men on horses kind of move forward and kind of spur the peasants forward to keep moving east. What do you guys want to do?
How many did you say there were of the people pushing her forward?
There's probably about 30 of what looks like peasants or commoner types. And then you also see like 8 men on horses who look like they're pretty well armed.
You said a lot of them are wearing wolfskin cloaks. Are they wearing garbs that look kind of similar to mine?
I would say some of them probably have some sort of, maybe at least a few of them have like a wolf like pelt from, the region here. Sort of think very much like, sort of dark fantasy Viking types, with the big sort of cloaks and like the big helmets and the beards, very Viking looking, very Nordic.
Yeah, I think Kana is gonna grab her spear and kind of gesticulate wildly and just try and blend in with the crowd and try and figure out what's going on by doing that.
So they did notice you, so your immediate thought is to gesticulate wildly and then walk with the group and try and like sort of join in the swarm of people moving this lady forward.
Yeah, just join the mob.
Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one, but give me a personality check to see like if like, obviously the peasants look like they're kind of scared and nervous, and there's a bit of a commotion. The horses are winning as it's sort of like moving them forward. Let's see if you can maybe blend in as they keep them moving, because they don't really stop. They see you, but they don't stop. They seem like the guys in charge don't seem to really want to be bothered with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, just give me a personality check.
I don't know. I just figured they weren't gonna.
Yeah, I know. It's just a funny. You're gonna need a 15 to pass this.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to burn any luck.
I rolled a 10.
Yeah, you have 9 luck and you have 1 fleeting. The other 2 also have fleeting luck. So it's up to you guys if you want to go for this and try and blend in with the group.
Oh, I'm gonna pass on spending my fleeting luck on this plot.
Yeah, 5's a lot.
Yeah, I think 5's a lot. I think I'm just gonna fail at this.
Okay, yeah. So you fail this, and like one of the guys on the horses sort of moves up towards you. They don't draw a sword or anything, but they sort of push you back with the horse. You see like their leg kind of come out and sort of shove you back, and he says, "Don't interfere with the Jarl business. We come from the town of Herat. Any kind of disruption will be seen as you breaking the law."
Could we possibly be of assistance to you? I'm I'm sure our talents could be put to good use.
The guy who sort of pushed Kana back kind of looks towards one of the other older men. He looks like he's a bit more gray in the beard. He kind of looks towards you guys and he says, "We don't have need of outsiders. You're welcome to go to Harad if you need to stay there, but we have enough troubles without you causing more of them. We are being cursed by some sort of beast, but these sacrifices that we are doing will be enough. We'll be satiated soon. We don't need you. You best keep moving on."
Oh, it's a sacrifice, is it then?
The Jarl keeps moving forward, but the one who kicked back Kana sort of says, "Yes, we have to sacrifice a villager every 3 days, or some beast comes through and attacks the town at night, every night, until it's satiated."
Couldn't you have picked an older one?
He says we have a lottery system. It's random who gets chosen to be sacrificed.
What kind of beast?
Some sort of dark beast, one not of this world. We've killed it many times, and it always comes back. Or I shouldn't say.
Where y'all taking this sacrifice then to send to this beast?
To the standing stones.
It's up the road to these standing stones right here. How long you keep that sacrifice there then?
He says we chain them up, and then when the sun drops, the beast comes out and takes its sacrifice and leaves us be.
So there's a little bit of time after you've done chain this sacrifice up before they get taken, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Okay, great. That's perfect.
It's not all
Thank you
specific
very
question. Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys try and stop him to ask more questions, you can try, but he starts at, as that last one, he kind of just starts moving forward with the group. You see they all seem pretty nervous and quick to try and just get this woman to be chained up over the standing stones. Just like, you can't see where the standing stones are from here totally. You can sort of see the outline through the trees and mist, but it looks like they're just hurrying to get there so they can probably get back home.
Does the woman look different from the rest of the villagers? The same? Does it look like she was a random selection, or is there anything that I might notice?
I mean, it's hard to tell
her?
if she was actually a random selection from just looking at her, but she does look probably like she belongs somewhat with the group. I mean, she looks basically as dirty and stuff. She doesn't look like an adventurer that was taken, or like a princess or anything like that. She looks like she's probably of the people and is just, yeah. Nothing stands out to you about her necessarily. I mean, her features are striking, I guess. She does look, I guess, more attractive than the other, a lot of the other, farmers that are around her. But outside of that, nothing crazy.
Well, this does put a little bit of damper on my thought of moving into Harad. I mean, if this is what's going on, I don't think I want to fill out the paperwork and become a citizen.
No, quite. And I'm also concerned that if we go to the village, are we automatically entered into this lottery? I mean, how long have you got to stay before you become eligible for it?
3 days.
3 days.
Isn't that what he
I
said?
think you're right.
Did he say I missed him?
Well, no, because that's how often they do the sacrifice, and I bet you're right. They'll immediately put us on the menu.
Yes, we must make.
Well, you know what we should do? Then we should put an end to this thing.
Yes.
If we put an end to this thing, then we won't have to worry about that sacrifice. We can stay at Harad for 5 days as we planned, maybe even 7.
But if we don't dispatch this thing, 2.5 is probably about as much as we got in us.
Agreed.
We can leave and then come back.
Man, but that's just, you go 2 days and then you got to leave and then you come back for 2 days and it's like you never really get a full vacation. With it.
Better than being eaten, though.
Connor, you see all them, I saw that they was wearing the wolf cloaks and such. Did you get a sense of that is that okay?
I mean, it's terribly appropriative. But,
Yeah.
Well, you got to expect something like that in a town like this, small town. It's gonna happen.
Well, that's a shame, but I guess we will fix our hearts against it. Maybe we can bring a little bit of different thought to those folks in Harad. Oh, and the sacrifices too.
We could civilize them.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead, Nate.
No, I'm not taking that any further.
yeah. And just all the parts I got to just start editing out as just giant blanks between every sentence. So are you guys head towards Harad? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Or unless we want to chill out by the the rocks and snatch a girl once she's been put up.
It's pretty close, right?
Yeah, I would
The
say
standing
sundown's probably
stone.
about 2 hours away.
But how long will it take from here to Harad? Is that
From here to Harad's probably like half an hour, maybe.
Hmm.
It's not a
okay.
super long trek. From looking at the traffic on the ground, it looks like you could pretty easily. There's enough traffic that goes from the Staying Stones to Harad. It'd be pretty easy to keep to find where it is.
I'm having second thoughts. Maybe we hang around here. I mean, we're right here. Maybe we hang around here until they leave and see if they leave, and then we chat with this girl and see what she knows.
We could
You
do.
Is it a bad idea or is it a good idea? I don't know. I can't tell.
Well, I mean, we are at least safe until dark, aren't we? And there's no guarantee it'll come straight away. I mean, is it waiting just for the sun to sink finally? Or maybe it's, I don't know, chilling out a bit and it might appear an hour after the sun goes down. Who knows?
I don't know that we want to take that risk.
No. Feel the same way.
So maybe just leave her to her fate and go see if there's some information in the town. Is that what you're thinking?
Maybe. But if it takes half an hour to get to town and they take another, 10 minutes sticking her on the rocks, then we've got, a good, hour and 20 minutes to be absolutely safe.
We could spend some time rolling around in dirt if we wanted.
We could.
You certainly can. Yeah, I know you love to do that, and that would be fine. That's fine. Yeah.
It's just a suggestion.
Herc gets down and rubs his hand in the dirt and smells it and says, "It's good dirt."
Yeah, it smells loamy.
Yes, I think you've got a real bit of leaf litter in there. It's fresh.
Yeah, it seems like there might be some tree roots that are extending far beneath the soil, enriching it.
Mulch is the word I was looking for. It was on the tip of my tongue. There we are.
Yeah.
I started walking north 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, yeah. I was waiting to see how long this was gonna go for. I was gonna.
Talks about dirt.
I was gonna have to
15
start
minutes.
pretending I knew things about dirt.
Yeah,
so I'm glad we
no,
cut
don't
it
worry.
short.
There was a point where I was gonna cut it off, but no, I was just. So Nate, you said you're going north of the Staying Stones. Okay. The Staying Stones rest atop a low, craggy bluff. At the center of the stones is a squat stone block. A trio of ravens stands atop the mossy stone, pecking at trails of gore. 4 holes are bored into the stone, and thick coils of rope are looped through the stone to make crude shackles. It looks like they have come over here pretty quickly, just tied her up to the sort of middle altar here in these Staying Stones, and you've already seen them sort of depart pretty quickly. They have not been hanging around for anything. They looked like they were just done with the deed. And also, just from what you could tell, it did not seem like there was much revelry. This wasn't so much an enjoyment in doing this. This just feels very much like their duty. So she's kind of tied up there. Her head's just kind of down low. She's not looking up or anything. She's kind of just staring down at the stone in front of her. What do you guys want to do?
Well, now that I'm looking at her, I'm a little bit upset at myself because now we've done put ourselves in the middle of a moral quandary. Because now that we see her situation, it's even harder to cold-heartedly leave her, but we probably should, because someone's going to die from this thing if she's not sacrificed, so it's a 1-to-1, but can you actually really live your life like that? I don't think so. I don't think that's right.
Will more than one person die if she's not sacrificed?
Oh, presumably.
3-to-1.
But we could ask her what this is all about.
Yeah, but then we're going to form a relationship with the sacrifice, and it's going to be even more. I mean, this is a downward twisty spiral. You know how it is.
Yes, I feel you're right.
Maybe we should just hit her on the head, knock her out, easier. Feel no pain.
We could let her go and nobody would know.
Well, presumably the thing would know, and then it would start wreaking havoc up in the town.
I wonder if we could catch something else and stick it there instead. I mean, this might not be a fussy beast. Kana, have you seen any large things that we could, I don't know, stick there instead? Maybe a deer?
Do I smell any deer?
Sure. Give me. You know what? Give me a luck check.
Oh God, I'm not particularly lucky.
No.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, you want it's the one roll you want to roll under. Yeah, no. Right now it seems like the moors in this area seem very devoid of life aside of some crows and maybe some smaller game here and there. It does not seem like many creatures want to hang around this area. I would say you get pretty bad vibes, Kana.
I just shake my head and say bad hunting.
Well, ain't that the way? I'm going to go up to her. Excuse me, miss. Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm sorry to bother you. Excuse me.
She raises her head and just sort of looks at you. You can tell that like her eyes are kind of red. She doesn't really say anything. She kind of just looks at you. Obviously, her emotional state not exactly a great one right now. Yeah, what do you want to say?
Ma'am, are you all right with the situation? I mean, you're doing your village a service. So I'm just wondering, is this okay with you, or would this be something you'd rather not happen? Just to get a lay of the land.
She says, "Well, I would much rather not be sacrificed and killed, but if it's what is done for the village, then it's what's done for the village. But I would prefer not to die."
Yeah, but here's what we were thinking. We're just discussing this, and if you don't die here, then there's going to be more people that die in the village, and we're trying to figure out the calculus of this situation.
She just sort of stares at you quietly.
Tarnation. This wasn't helpful. Do you have any kids, man?
No, she says, "I have no kids. I have no family. I'm not necessarily regarded very well by the rest of the village. I knew my number would come up eventually. Even with the lottery, I had a feeling that it would be me sooner or later."
I walk up to her and put a hand on her arm and say, "Do you want me to bonk you on the head?"
She says, "If you mean to kill me quickly, unfortunately, I think it needs a live sacrifice."
No, just unconscious.
I guess that would be the next best thing. Instead of whatever's gonna happen to me. Sure.
Yeah, I'd like to try and knock her unconscious.
Yeah, I mean she's tied up and you're a warrior. You can easily just bonk her on the head and knock her out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just do that. Yeah, you just she just sort of sheepishly is like, "Yeah," and then bonk. You're like the heavy part of like the one part of your spear just comes down on her, and yeah, her head just falls violently. Her black hair just sort of draping her chest, and she's now just unconscious, strapped to the stone.
Well, there's a thing.
I think we did good. That was a better thing. It was better than what was going to happen, right? So I think does that count as good? I pull out a little book.
She will feel nothing.
I think we've done some good. It's a shame we couldn't find a deer.
Now
I'll write
let's
down a
go
couple.
find medicine for and grrr.
Yes, in Herot.
Sounds good. So you guys are heading back to Herot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys are down at the bottom where A1 is. I'll just read out a little thing here for you. The wooded moors give way to mislain fields. Ahead, up the narrow track, stands the village of Herot. The village is defended by a low earthen rampart topped with a wooden palisade. Behind the village, a causeway rises to a great hall resting atop a craggy ridge. Black earth smoke hangs forlornly over the village, as if even the smoke were too frightened to venture beyond the village walls. Solitary figures give out a cry, and a long, mournful horn is sounded, echoing down the vale, declaring your approach to all. As you guys sort of get towards the gates, you see on the catwalk, just sort of next to the gates, is what looks like an older man who looks like he's probably some sort of like, sergeant or, just watch captain. And you see several soldiers with spears along the wall as well, probably about 5 or 6. And the obvious leader here calls out and says, "Oh there, state your names and your business in Herot."
I am Kana. I come in search of medicine.
Okay. And your companions?
Herc, I come looking for a thing in the woods, although I know not what it is.
You mean the one that attacks us, or something else?
Something else. Less violent, I think.
And you, the last one there.
Oh, hey, howdy, y'all. Curtin Waystone, up from Cheesemonger Peak. I'm here to see the sights and maybe take a look at this thing that harasses you and harass it back.
He slightly nods his head, and he yells out something to some other guards you can't see. And you guys see the 2 big wooden doors open up, and the village is open to you now. You're able to just sort of walk through. They say, "Don't make any trouble while you're here in town. You're welcome to move freely. There is an inn in the middle of town called the Wolf Spear Inn." And yeah, so it says, in the town square there, which is A3, is the inn you guys can stay at if you want to. There's also a flop house if you can't afford that. And the gates close behind you as you enter in. Where do you guys want to go?
Well, I assume I have approximately no money.
Yeah, you might have had like some things you might have found. I think I removed a lot of the gold you guys got from your generated characters, but you should have handfuls of it. If you have any money in like coins, you can probably say it might be like shiny rocks or like, you know, gems that you might have found, maybe from dead merchants if you want, Molly, or you can say you don't have anything.
I don't think I have anything.
Yeah, cool. That's fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a large sack.
Well, your money's down at the bottom. You scroll down the bottom, it tells you how much you have in GP.
There is no scrolling for me. I have very few things.
Really? You can't scroll down? There's not item name funds at the bottom?
Nope.
Okay. I can see on yours. On my end, you have 26 gold pieces and 29 copper pieces.
Oh, I guess when it's popped out, you can't do it.
But anyway, yeah, you if you want to say you don't have any money, you totally can if that's more for your character, but you do have 26 GP on your character sheet there if you want to take that.
Nice.
And say that that's like whatever, you know, like I said, shiny rocks or random valuables or, you know, maybe crafts you have made, or could just be gold coins.
So stuff I panhandled from the river.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah, could be like
river.
gold nuggets. Yeah.
Well, I'm a bit thirsty. Should we go for a drink?
It is iconic to land in a brand new village and immediately head for that tavern. Let's also ask around to see if they have any medicine people here, whatever they might call them in Herat. Maybe we can get some of this medicine for these. I'm sorry, Kana. I cannot try and pronounce your friends' names. I'm not gonna do it. I just don't think it'd be appropriate. But they are foremost in my head. We want to try and find this medicine.
A woo and gur is fine if you don't want to. The transliteration.
A woo, and you said girth. Is that what you called the second one?
Gur.
Oh, gur, just like gur. I'm angry, gur.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so there, because there,
Okay.
I felt imperialistic to name them, you know, to name them human names, except for Mr. Boots, who's named Mr. Boots because of his boots.
Wait, is there a wolf
Yeah,
in
like
your group
real
that has boots?
Is real boots? They made of leather. He's got leather boots.
We don't have time for this. We'll get into it later.
We'll get into this rabbit hole another time about Mr. Boots. We'll go on his adventure some other day. But just making Nate say woo and gur is good enough for me.
A woo, and girth. Gur.
Yeah,
Girth.
Girth.
Is that
Girth, his name is Girth Brooks.
Girth Brooks.
two R's or three and gur?
I'm assuming 3.
And as we make our way to the spear and the wolf spear, I'm just gonna any locals or anyone hanging about. I'm just asking if they have. Y'all have a medicine person, someone who sells. We need someone with some tinctures, tonics, or cures.
Yeah, so you're walking up, like you said, sort of like this short northern road. There's a few houses here and there, but it's not very far, so you don't really see a lot of people. It's very cold here. The sun is already starting to go down. It seems like a lot of, as you guys are walking by, like shutters are being closed. People are kind of just moving away from you before you can really reach out and ask them. They sort of, you know, disappear down an alleyway and that sort of thing. And you're trying to sort of see if anybody's around, but it seems pretty barren at least. You feel like there's eyes on you. And before you know it, you're already like in the town square, or the village square rather. The village square is largely deserted, save for a few scruffy mongrels that pick their way through the abandoned stalls. A locked strongbox rests atop a short wooden post in the center of the square. A tattered banner displaying the sable wolf rampant hangs forlornly above the strongbox. And I'll show you this picture. And in this town village square, you see that strongbox there. Also to the north, you see what looks like some sort of church, and you see there's an old guy outside who's doing the usual, you know, priestly doom-saying kind of thing, where he's ringing a bell and just saying how you're all doomed. This is your fault the beast comes after us. Sinners, all of you. This is your fault. This is our destiny to be murdered by this creature. It comes for us. We cannot stop it. We cannot keep it at bay. And he's just sort of going on like that. And to your right, you see the wolf spear inn as well.
What do you think it is keeping everybody away? Is it the smell of the wolf or the smell of the cheese?
Cheese smells great. Must be that wolf.
Well,
It's like rich and meaty. The cheese smell. It's the wolf smell that's been. This place is
Yes.
mighty unfriendly. Ain't no one in the square. No one. Kind of, you get anything around this place? I'm getting bad. You had bad vibes out with the hunting. I'm getting bad vibes in this village.
Can I get it? Like, can we tell how many people seem to be left in this village? Like, because if they're like that's kind of what I'm curious about. Like, how many people seem to be still around at all?
So I would say from the short amount of time you've seen so far, this village would probably house around maybe 200 to 300 people. You haven't really seen much of the village yet. You've seen some people scurrying here and there, but so far you've seen like 7 soldiers at the top there, 7 different soldiers that were with that group, and like around 30 commoners. There could very much be more than that. You know, there's at least like 60 people or so. There's maybe more. There's probably more. But from everything you've seen so far, that's all you've really seen. But I will say, for a town of like 300, judging by the size, it does feel even barren, even for a town that small. Especially at this time. This is around the time usually you'd probably be seeing a lot more people going through the streets. But
is there any livestock that I can see? Like, is there any place where there's like livestock being kept?
Yeah, so I would say as you pass these houses, each one has like maybe like a sickly goat or like maybe a few chickens, maybe a pig here or there. You know, a decent amount, but they've obviously seen better days. A lot of them look like they're a little bit hungry or, you know, aren't necessarily enough to really feed these families that you'd see here. But like that, all these A8s are basically villager houses. And yeah, so you'll see little gardens here and there and that sort of thing. But yeah, you don't see any big pens right away from where you are so far.
And none of the livestock look particularly healthy. So there's no place that would immediately ping me like this person has animal medicine.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah, no. They just, I would say
Okay.
even for Kana, you could tell these are probably just like peasant houses.
And I'll turn to my compatriots and I'll say that drink sounds good. Maybe we can get a better lay of the land.
I'd be disappointed if the inn clears out when we walk in, so let's give it a go.
Sounds good. Yeah, so you guys go into the Wolfspear Inn, and you walk in, and this one, you are sort of getting out of the you're getting out of the cold into some nice warmth here. Classic fancy tavern kind of thing. Lots of wood, big hearth, stone. You see a few people here and there drinking quietly, different from mugs and that sort of thing. And you see in the back there is a bar. Just atop the bar there looks to be like this massive spear just sort of resting across the wall. You see all different kinds of drinks and barrels and that sort of thing around here as well. And as you walk in, the man behind the counter, this big burly man, probably maybe 6'3", full head of hair, big mustache. Oh, hey, you're the ones I heard about. Some of the villagers mentioned they saw somebody outside. Come on over. You guys want a drink? Nice to see a fresh face.
Yes, drink will be lovely. And Perk looks over to Kana and Curd and says, "Do you want a drink?"
Absolutely.
He gets his little pouch out. How much do I owe, sir?
He says, and I'm gonna retcon something here, guys, that I totally forgot about, because the layout of this. He says, keep your money. Have you heard anything about my daughter, Morgan? They took her to the stones.
Oh,
Was she still alive when you saw her?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
yeah.
was
I
alive.
hit her on the head so she wouldn't feel any pain.
He looks really sad about that, but he says, it's our burden to sacrifice one every 3 nights, but why did it have to be her? It's not fair. I was hoping maybe when I heard word that people were coming to tell them, maybe you guys might have gone in the middle of them putting her there, but that's too much to put upon strangers. I know.
There were 30. There was a lot. There was just a ton. Of
No,
folk
I
out there.
understand. She's the light of my life, and I can't believe they took
Oh
her.
boy. Oh, jeez. What's your name, son?
Well,
I'm Brogan.
Broken.
You can call me Bull. A lot of them around here call me that.
Brogan sounds like he would have a YouTube channel too. And I like that.
Joe Brogan.
Joe Brogan. Brogan Paul.
Brogan Paul.
You this is an inn, right? Well, it's not dark yet. if you wanted us to do something, look, we're here for our own reasons. Maybe we could help out.
Okay, he says, "Okay, listen, whatever the Jarl's doing, this monster, there has to be a better way than these sacrifices. There must be. Um, I don't know who to turn to, but maybe I've seen when they've killed the hound at night that it at least leaves for the rest of the night. If you can save my daughter and kill the hound, you can at least maybe buy us one more night to figure out what's going on here. It's been attacking for weeks, but well, I'll give you free room and board while you're here, and please, it would mean so much to me if you could do that. And of course, free drinks, though. He sort of looks around and he says that quietly, where he doesn't make anybody else hear what he's saying to you guys.
Could you get me medicine?
Oh, what kind of medicine?
For wolves, I don't know if healing potions would work on wolves.
There's
They're sick.
a witch at the northern part of the town. We call her the Mad Widow. She's not much of a fan of the rest of us. I don't really blame her with the way she's treated. She might be able to help you. Perhaps you could go see her tomorrow. I will say, be on your best behavior. She does not tolerate disrespect, but she might, if anybody here can help you, it'd be her.
Okay.
But please, before sundown, can you please save Morgan? She won't be able to come back here, of course, but she knows the woods pretty well. I'm sure she'll be able to find a place to stay until things blow over.
Okay, so
Hey,
I have
Bill-
a great plan.
Oh, thank
Go
God.
on.
Okay, so here's what we do. We take Herc, right, and we put him up on the stones as though he is the sacrifice, because he just needs to
I'm
move
with
his
you.
hands. We don't actually chain him up, but he pretends he's chained up. And
What?
then
Mhm.
you and we're ready to get the hound as soon as he comes to get Herc.
Perfect.
But,
Yep. Yeah. What can go wrong? Low risk.
Low
Smart
risk,
plan.
high reward.
What you think, Hurt?
I'm not keen on it, and I'd need to be able to move my hands.
Yeah, so we don't chain you up. You just pretend. You just
We
pretend.
just sort of wrap it on you like a decoration.
Yeah.
Not keen on the wrapping, maybe. I mean, it's a hound, right? It's not going to know.
It keeps coming back, so maybe it's smart.
Or hungry.
Or magic.
I think it would prefer villagers without rope. I mean, it's going to be tough, chewy, and you're going to choke on it like a hair that goes down the back of your throat from your nose. I'm sure it doesn't want any of that. So I think without the rope, I can just look sedate.
But if we put you in a sack, Herc, it's going to be even harder for you to see.
Yes, very good, very good. Well, come on then. Brogan, I have one quick question for you.
Yes.
What's that thing on top of the pole? Box.
Oh, the like, what is the box or what's on the box?
Or what's in the box?
He says every 3 days, that's the box that the lots are drawn for who's to be sacrificed. All the villagers are brought to the square, and they all put their names in it, and then a name is drawn out of the box.
Oh.
Well, I got a question about that. Is it just the villagers? Who doesn't have to put their name up in the box?
Apparently everybody does. I don't think the Jarl does,
Really?
though. I don't think. And I don't think his slimy little advisor, I think, also doesn't put his name in the box, but I can't be sure.
Have y'all ever seen any of the guards get sacrificed?
I think maybe one of the younger ones. But it seems like Father Beacom, the priest of the Chapel of Justicia there, just points to the northern chapel there. He, Silru, the advisor, and the Jarl, I think, all drawed the ballot. And it's mostly just villagers. And he sort of looks to the left and right and sort of lowers his voice and leans in. He says, and a lot of the people the Jarl does not like in particular seem to be taken. I know he had a problem with my daughter. If some nights when he was here a little bit drunk, she spurned some advances, which he shouldn't have been doing in the first place as a married man. And he's been cold towards me and her ever since. But I won't say much more with... He sort of looks around nervously again, sort of pulls back out, and just pours you guys up a few quick drinks and sort of shoves them towards you. across the bar.
Well, let's get a little buzzed and then let's go save your dog.
Yeah, I slam it. I slam it back, sloppy style.
You know what? Don't you describe what that is? I'll let everybody who hears that decide what in their head
Yeah,
sloppy
what,
styles.
let your heart define that for you. And I say, I'm glad we have a plan moving forward. Sacrifice Herc, defeat the Hound.
It's
Hey, we're
just
gonna
a bit of a
pretend.
show, right? This isn't for real. Just to be clear.
Yeah, yes.
Right.
It's a performance, and I do a big giant wink. Only
Yeah, it's a performance.
Sounds good. Yeah, is there anything you guys want to do before you guys head back to the Staying Stones to save Morgan?
I don't know that we have much time.
You guys don't. I just didn't know if there's anything else you guys wanted to say or anything. But yeah, the sun is starting to go down, so you're probably gonna wanna move your butts.
Do the hustle.
So you guys leave Herat. There's probably only about maybe like 15 minutes left of sunlight, or by the time you guys, maybe actually less than that, maybe 10 minutes left, as you guys make the Staying Stones. It even looks like Morgan's honestly regained consciousness, which is probably a good thing now that you're saving her, because if she was knocked out for the last like hour or so, it's really not a good sign for brain damage. But yeah, you guys move up over towards Sandstones. What do you guys want to do? What's the plan here, waiting for this beast to come here?
I mean, first is free Morgan.
Yeah.
Right? That's step number one.
You just fill her in on what you guys are doing, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Be like, hey, change of plans, Morgan.
Yeah,
big goofy misunderstanding.
Yeah, so you sort of bring that up. She'll be like, okay, yeah, I have. There's a cave I used to hide. I used to hide in as a kid. I'll go there for the night. Thank you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad my father asked you to do this. Thank you so much. And yeah, you remove her, and she runs off towards the south.
Did you all notice how one of her pupils was so giant and one of her pupils was really small? Did you catch that? It looked really odd. I don't know what I meant.
I thought it was kind of hot.
Kurt's not paying attention at all. Herc is just there.
Okay, so I drape the ropes over Herc as though he has been tied up.
Sounds good.
But he has not been.
Okay, sounds good. So Herc, you're tied up to the stones, and
no, he's not tied up.
Oh, sorry, no, sorry, you're not tied up to the stones. But yeah, so Kana, you don't tie him up to the stones.
Emphatically, don't tie him up.
No tying.
So, Kana and Herc, that'll be basically your preparation before this thing appears. Curtin, is there anything you want to do as prep before this thing gets over here? Because the sun's about to go down right now.
Go in my pouch. I'm going to eat a few curds, and I'm going to get my things ready.
Okay.
Actually, are these standing stones climbable?
Yeah, they're not super tall, yeah.
If I can, I would like to climb the one that our good friend Herc is fake tied to.
Sure. Are you trying to like hide on it, basically?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an agility check then. And that is going to be minus by your armor. Okay, 18 minus 6 from your chainmail and shield, which is 19. Yeah. So 13 is pretty good.
Yeah.
If you think you'd want to make that higher, you can burn luck. You guys still have fleeing luck if you guys want to. But just from at least your character thinks you're pretty decently hidden. Cool. Sounds a good. So you're hitting up there. You're there. All right. Oh, and the other thing too, it's gonna get dark, and you can already tell it's already misty and foggy here anyway, so it's pretty hard to see. Curtin, you have infravision, so you're no problem. Molly, I'm gonna be nice and say that because you're raised with wolves and you've lived most of your life at night doing stuff with wolves and other things, and we're in a fantasy world, I'm gonna say you also have infravision, or at least like a lesser version of the one that like dwarves are born with. You have probably you know what we'll say, maybe it's a mixture of your like acute nose and your eyesight in the dark, giving you a little bit more of a prettier natural edge in the darkness. I'm gonna say Martin, I don't think there's anything you have unless you want to light a torch, or if you have any sort of light spells or anything like that. You're probably gonna have to rely on your friends tell you where this thing is until you guys get some light going.
Herc says, "It's a shame we didn't have several more hours to dig a pit or something round here. We could have caught the beast."
All right. So you guys are in position. Oh yeah, I should say, Molly, where are you at? Where's Kana at?
I'm probably right by the standing stone.
Okay.
As soon as I finished tying up Herc, fake tying up Herc.
Yeah.
I get in position right by it, right ready to pounce.
Sounds
as
good.
hidden as it can be.
Yeah, give me an agility check as well. We'll just say you're hiding, like just behind one of the standing stones there.
15.
15, and what's your armor? Your armor is hide, so the penalty's -3, so it's a 12. So again, 12's pretty decent. I don't know if you want to bring that up at all with any luck, but you don't have to. But I would say your character thinks she's decently hidden at least.
Okay.
Cool. So, yeah, finally the sun goes down. It's eerily quiet here, and I would say Kana or probably Curtin, you see it first, and then Kana, you see it soon after. Herc, you are still unaware of this thing as this massive creature comes from the north. Just this big shadow at first, and then as it appears, you see all this brown fur across its body, weird green-like almost scales on its head and across. It is a really, really horrifying creature of some sort of dark magic. It's definitely not natural or of this world, and it is licking its chops and starting to move over towards Herc. Because you guys are hidden, it has not noticed you, and you guys can all get a surprise round before we do the actual combat. But I'm also going to toggle combat state. And if you guys go over to the combat encounters tab in the top right, it looks like 2 crossed swords. Next to your character name, you should see a d20. If you click on that, that'll give you your initiative in the combat. Perfect. Oh boy. But before we do this first round, you guys are all going to have a surprise round on this thing. And like I said, Martin, you still can't see it though, just as of yet, or really know where it is. So what do you guys want to do?
I want to stab it.
Yeah, so you're waiting for it to get pretty close to Marn, because basically what I see right now is Marn's on the staying stone strapped to, or not really strapped to it. You're behind that same staying stone, and the dwarf is on the top of the standing stone, probably waiting to jump down or something. Is that correct? Cool. So yeah, so it's pretty in your face. I would say, Marn, at least now you see this dark shadow that's now sort of, even in the dark, has almost cast this almost extra blackness in this area. Like you feel a cold hitting you, and really a disgusting smell of death just washes over you. You can pretty much tell that it's in front of you, but if you do try and attack, you'll probably still have a penalty just because you can't totally see it just yet. Yeah, so you want to stab it, Kiana? You can come around the corner and give it a stab with your spear.
Woo! Alright, I'll do that.
Nice.
AC 14.
So its AC is 15. Did you want to burn your fleeting luck to make it a hit?
I do want to burn my fleeting luck for 7 damage, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, 7 damage is good. Yeah, you come around the corner, and you stab right into its flank, and it just lets out this, both what sounds like a low-pitched deep growl and a very high-pitched screech at the same time, sort of really hurting your ears. And who's next?
So, sensing this thing is in front of him, Herc will stop putting on this act and right, and he will cast Flaming Hands.
Okay.
He's going to try and make out that he's still kind of tied while gesturing and doing a really bad job of it.
Are you spellburning at all, or are you just doing a straight roll?
I mean, this thing looks pretty ugly, and it would be a shame to die straight away, so I think he is going to spellburn a little bit.
Okay.
And
don't forget to do that control click.
Yes.
And I'm going to give you a -1 just because you can't see it exactly, but because it's right in front of you, it's big. It's not going to be a worse penalty.
So let's get rid of, I don't know, 4 points of agility. So that's 3 with a -1 on it.
And don't forget, you can do that from that control menu in case you're not doing that, just so you know.
Okay. No, I was,
Yeah, it'll do automatically, so yeah, if you just control click, I think. You'll see a spellburn thing. Yeah.
Brilliant, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, you'll see it'll take away from your stats automatically there, which is great.
I will do that in the future. I've already coshed them off, but there we go. So fingers crossed, and I will spend my fleeting luck on it as well.
Yeah, you can do that after the roll if you want.
Yeah, it's not going to be a 20.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
That's a 12, which is the lowest you can get on this one. Did you want to bump that up to a 14 to make it 1d6 points of damage?
Yeah. So let's get rid of a luck
Okay.
and a fleeting luck as well.
Sounds good. Nate, you can see him if you want to give him your fleeting luck. You don't have to. Obviously, you can hold on to it for yourself. Just a reminder that you do have that. That's a yes? You're gonna give it, or?
Is it of any use?
Well, he needs 2 luck, so he can burn. You can burn his fleeting luck and your fleeting luck to bring it up to 14 to do extra damage. But he can also just burn a fleeting luck and burn one of his own permanent luck. So that's basically the thing. So, but you can hold on to your I'm not trying to force you guys. I'm just trying to remind you guys that you have it.
As I see his calves shrivel as he's burnt up 4 of his agility, I'll use my fleeting luck for him.
Sounds good. All right, all fleeting luck is now spent here, guys. So we're gonna bring that up to a 14. So you do 1d6 points of damage. Martin, so just roll me that 1d6. 5 damage. Nice. That's pretty good.
5, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, so you let out this fire and you light up like its face with the heat of the flames. You can now see what this thing looks like in front of you, and with the fire going underneath it, the shadows cast across its head. It's pretty terrifying. You find small comfort setting fire to it. And do you want to just roll me a luck check, Martin? But you did do damage to it. Oh boy. Well, actually, that's good. Sorry, it's a luck check. That's good. Yeah, I'm gonna say because that's also a really great luck one. You were able to hit pieces of maybe like wood and fat all around here. Maybe it's fur as well. And you're able to sort of light up part of the environment here, which is lucky considering how wet it is. So you got a little bit of flames. It might not be on for long, but at least you can see a little bit. Even though it might even be scarier just because of all like the shadows and flickering flames. But now it is its turn.
No,
oh wait, no,
Nate
sorry.
got-
Wait, sorry,
Nate hasn't
Nate did
gotten
go. Yeah. Molly immediately on it. Yeah, no.
I got you. It's the lawyer in me.
Yeah.
And so it is close now. It's close enough for
Yeah. It's right underneath you.
me leap off the standing stone and drop dwarf, y'all. And
Yeah. Oh no, that's a natural 1. You drop your weapon. You must retrieve it or draw a new one on your next turn. So yeah, you jump down. You did get your mighty deed, but you hit like its head, and like that sort of weird green thing on the side of its head is a lot harder than you thought it was. And sort of like, you know when you hit something and your funny bone kind of like vibrates. So you just drop your weapon on the ground, but you are able to still give a shield bash into it if you would like. So if you want to just roll, so it does a 15 to hit. So that's a D3 plus 4. You want to just roll me a D3? I'm gonna make this easier than how that does it. But yeah, just roll me a D3 right now. Okay, so that's 5 damage. Still honestly not bad.
did I get my mighty deed as well?
Yeah,
'Cause if I-
because you see 1d14 plus 4 because you got a 4 in your mighty deed there. So that's 15 to hit, and then it's 1 plus. Yeah, so it's 5 damage total.
And part of the mighty deed then is my mace goes. I think maybe it does because I want to grab on to this dog.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'll be nice right now. Sure, why not, Nate? Yeah, you're able to grab onto it and you bash it in the face with the shield. You do some decent damage. 5 damage is pretty good. Oh wait.
For a fumble.
All right. So now it will just be easier for you, I guess. But if you look on your equipment tab, there's a shield bash underneath your mace. You can always just click that after, and that'll roll the D3 for you, and we'll just add that, whatever. Okay, cool. Anyway, so 5 damage to the beast. Ooh, it is not looking good. And now it's its turn. And that was good because now it's going to go for you instead. How many actions does it have? Does it have more than 1 action is the question.
That's never a good question.
Never a good question.
Because I think it might, but I don't know.
Let's go 4.
So yeah, it's gonna have 3 So it's going to do 2 claw attacks on you as it's trying to scratch at you, Nate, and it's going to do 1 bite on Martin. So here are the 2 claw attacks on you, Nate. I'm assuming 5 and 12 don't hit your AC, so you're all good. And then it's just going to try and chomp at the wizard that just threw fire all over it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it hits. I don't believe it.
It hits?
It does hit.
No way. Okay. So you're going to take... Oh, you're only going to take 1 point of damage, though, on a D8. That is lucky, Martin. That is lucky.
It is when you've got 5 hit points.
Yeah, is that the right number? It is the right number. Good job. Okay, you're good. Just gotta make sure that that's the right amount. All right, so yeah, for its turn. So for its turn, it did not do great, which is good for you guys. Kana, you are next.
I would like to try to stab it again.
Yeah, give me
and
that
then
stab.
see if I get my mighty deed.
Yeah. So its AC is 15, unfortunately, so you weren't able to hit it, or make
Yeah, but I do get my...
Yeah, the mighty deed only works if you actually also hit it, though.
Dang,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll save my bullshit nonsense for later.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure you'll have plenty of it for all of us. Herc, it's your turn. You are still able to see this creature. Right now, your buddy Curtin is on top of it, just bashing with the shield. It took a little nip out of you.
Oh, Curtin, I'm gonna have to do something else. He knows that if he throws flaming hands in that general direction, it's probably not going to end well. So he's gonna pop off a magic missile.
Ooh.
With no spell burn.
Oh boy. Lost and failure unless you want to burn enough luck to bring up to 12. Man, I am getting flashbacks to the last time I ran this game a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
I think we'll let that one go.
You're gonna let magic missile go? Okay.
When do they come back? How do they come back?
They come back. They come back after a day. That's right, and we're doing more than one day for this game. So yeah, that's actually not worse. That's not often for my one shots that we're actually gonna have more than one day happen in an adventure. Yeah, so you let that one go and you lose it, unfortunately, until tomorrow morning. Curtin, it is now your turn.
I do have a staff on me. Is it a free action for me to get that staff out and hit it?
Absolutely.
Or would it be my...
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I'm gonna pull. I let go with one hand and grab the staff, and then just try and smack it right on its bad dog nose.
Yeah.
Bad dog.
Give it that bonk. Okay. The AC.
We do be bunkin'.
Yeah, you really though. This is the same staff that maybe you grabbed just to bonk her. So its AC is 15, but you do still have your shield bash if you want to do that next.
Probably not worth. Okay. Yes, I do. I'll try your new button.
So that's gonna hit for an AC of 7. Yeah. Or no, 5 actually, because I gave you that too. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, 7. So yeah, I don't know if I'm assuming you don't want burn luck on that one either for a shield bash. Would be my guess.
No,
Cool.
hell no.
Cool. All right, it's the Hound's turn now, and the Hound is going to. The Hound's not looking good either. The Hound's going to try and yeah, I'll just do the same thing. Actually, no. It's going to try and bite you, Kana.
Okay.
It's going to do 7 points of damage.
Cool. Now I can hit.
Nice. My module where I hit Molly is working perfect. And that's going to claw at you twice, Nate.
Jesus.
Okay, and it's going to fumble on its last one. So it's going to hit you for 2 points of damage at first, Nate. And then your weapon's damage. I'm going to say it sprains one of its paws momentarily. So probably for the rest of this fight, it's not going to have one of its... it's not going to have one of its claw attacks. Is how I'll rule that. And then now it is Kana's turn.
I'm gonna angry stab it.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, that's great. I'm gonna let you know right now, and you can feel free to add on descriptions to this if you want to, Molly. But you stab right into it, and like your spear goes all the way through it. Like you run it through, and it just dissolves into like this black gooey mist, and then starts to go north. And even with your pure natural senses and the infravision of your dwarf friend, you guys lose this sort of smogginess that goes up north pretty fast. It kind of just goes off of your spear and disappears into the mist going northwards. But the Hound has been killed for now.
and I fall into the mud underneath it.
Can I with my mighty sorry.
Yeah.
With the mighty deed, can I catch its scent?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say that this is pretty like as soon as it dies, it basically changes completely from being something that's really part of this world to like something very weird.
That was oh, it's ripped my cloak. I'm bleeding.
Ace. Are you gonna be okay, Herc?
Well, Taylor's not going to be very happy about this.
Kind of profusely bleeding, and you're like,
Yeah.
you got Herc?
Yeah.
It's like you got a bruise there, Herc.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Kana lost like half her hit points in that one hit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, she did.
That's great. All right. But yeah, no, you guys were at least able to kill it off. So you guys have basically until tomorrow night before it appears again.
And there ain't nothing around here from it. It didn't drop anything. There's no goo.
Nope.
There's no.
Nope,
no
it just
nothing.
turned into a black mist and fucked off.
But it went north, so that's a clue at least.
Yes.
Did I, from my vantage up top, did I maybe get a decent idea where north it headed from?
Not really, because if you sort of look what you can see from the map, a lot of this is sort of like swampy, misty, dank forest where it's raining constantly and it's foggy. You could tell it came from the north point, like it came from the north and then has disappeared to the north, so it's definitely to the north somewhere, but the north seems broad and very dangerous, and you guys, even kind of being somewhat from the area, but not really not from this specific area, it'd probably be pretty hard to track this thing since it's leaving no trace whatsoever.
Well, normally I'd say we should just follow it immediately, but we got to get poor Herc bandaged up, get that
Yes.
wound taken care of.
I can't be seen.
Yes, we wouldn't want Herc's wounds to fester, certainly.
And we have free drinks as well.
Oh, that's very good. I'm gonna give you guys all fleeting luck, because you're making me laugh, you dorks. But also good job. You guys did a good job with that. But yeah, so you guys head back to Herat. There's a bit more of song and dance with the guards at the gate, where they kind of ask you the same questions. There's a little bit of stuff of like, oh, like why'd you leave so soon, that sort of thing. Nothing too prying, but obviously you're being like sort of met with suspicion. But you are still let in, and you're able to easily get back to the tavern.
When they're like, we're like, why'd you leave so soon? Kana's like, I had to go roll in dirt.
Yeah, the guard just kind of like goes like, okay, yeah, I've heard worse reasons from other people.
The dirt in the town smells bad. The dirt
The
outside
dirt
of
calls
the
to
town
me.
smells good. Yeah.
Hey, is that stranger
yeah,
insulting our dirt? The entire town shows up with pitchforks and torches.
Well, I mean, it's probably best to get back to the inn. I mean, we want to get back to our beds pretty
Yeah.
quickly. I have a lot of scratching on the hay to do before it gets comfortable. Probably
Yeah.
like circle it a few times. You know?
Yeah, so you guys head back to the tavern. Brogan, or Bull, whichever you prefer to call him by, seems very happy to see you, and he just sort of like calls you over to the bar. He says, were you able to help my daughter?
Oh, you probably wanted one of us to respond to that, huh?
Yeah, he's just sort of staring
yeah,
at you guys as you stare back at him blankly.
We helped Morgan out. Yeah, she's in a cave. She said that she used to hide in or something. Weird girl.
Did you say a cage?
A cave.
Yeah,
A
cave.
cave.
Yeah. He says, yeah, she used to play hide and seek with some of the other village kids in the area back when it was safe around here. Oh, thank Justicia. Thank you so much. And he just gives you guys some more drinks and sort of pantomimes you guys giving him money sort of pretty quickly. He says, I have a room upstairs for you. It'll fit the three of you. I'm sorry I can't afford to give you guys separate rooms, but yeah, they're warm beds, and I'm sure you'll appreciate it. And he sort of notices you, Kana. He says, oh, you look a bit hurt. Do you need any help with those wounds?
It would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, he sort of bids you to sit over on one of the bar stools. And he goes around the back and he grabs like what looks like a little like leather bag and comes around the side. And he says, this might sting a little bit as he grabs some booze from like around the bar, pours it on, puts some bandages on you, sort of gets you at least cleaned up a little bit. He's like, why is there so much dirt in this wound?
It's best not to ask questions.
Yeah. And he just sort of quickly kind of sews it up a little bit, and he says, just hold this against there. And you're gonna heal 2 hit points. It's not a lot, but it's enough to at least help you a bit. And when you guys go to sleep, you guys will get 1 hit point back from rest.
Hey.
And yeah, and he guys just gives you drinks. And he says you guys are welcome to retire whenever you want. He seems in much better spirits now. He seemed already happy to see you guys before, but now you can tell there's like a little bit of a dance to his walk. And he's sort of going around serving other patrons. But yeah. Actually, you know what? If you guys want to do something fun, you guys want to roll me a D24. There is a rumor table if you guys are at all talking to any of the locals here or listening in on any conversations or talking to Brogan even.
Well, just before we do that,
Yeah.
I think Herc is going to say to Brogan, I don't suppose you have a good tailor in town. Look, it's the thing's ripped my my robes.
He says, yeah, there is a tailor in town, I believe.
He's a named tailor. This is a good sign.
There's a rumor of a great tailor in the town of Herat.
Meanwhile, Kana's just muttering to herself, why is there so much dirt in your wound? Well, why is there so much dirt on your floor, fancy man? You're so fancy.
Yeah, I'll say there's a guy called Niels, who's a tailor is probably a strong word, but he does a lot of work with he does work with clothes and that sort of thing, but tailor might be more than what he should really be given, but he says he can definitely sew that up if you want him to.
And one other thing, what's north of the Standing Stones? We saw the and he lowers his voice a bit. We saw this thing turn into a black mist, and it headed north. You don't know what's there, do you?
Well, he said there's a whole lot north, but there is. I doubt this has anything to do with what you're looking for with this creature, but there is an old tomb of an old warlord just north. In fact, that's the warlord that has the real spear, and he points up to the spear that's on the bar. He says this is the replica of that great warlord's spear.
Right. I was told there was something of great power in the woods, and I wonder if it's in the tomb.
Well,
Thank you, my good man.
Yeah, he says, well, I think, I would be careful about mentioning anything about going to that tomb. A lot of locals around here stay away from it. Plus, it doesn't do well to do any tomb robbing. I know adventurers the sort to do that, but, yes, there is rumors that say that there is something in that tomb. Either that spear or perhaps something else that warlord used to conquer a lot of the tribes in this area.
Man, Bull, that doesn't make a lot of sense. You got an undead, spiritual, supernatural demon creature that comes up in here and kills all your villagers every night. You've got a tomb over there that weird stuff happens at, and your Jarl hasn't sent any. Or Jarl? Your Jarl? Your Jarl? Your Jarlsberg? Your Jarl doesn't any of his fancy guards up there to take care of it? What kind of coward is running this place?
Well, he says, the coward is right with the way that he's decided to just throw away all the people around here before doing anything else. But with that said, it does belong to, a great hero of this area, so it's doubtful if this monster has anything to do with him, and a lot of people say it's haunted, so people have stayed away.
It's haunted. You really believe? You hear what's just coming out of your mouth?
Well,
here's all this stuff up there, but no, it's probably some other weird place that the supernatural demon dog is coming from that's killing all your folk.
Well, go ahead.
You mentioned a witch. Would she know about this? She might be. She might be able to give us information about it.
Yes, she would. There's also there's some ne'er-do-wells over at the signs of Three Rats. It's not Three Rats, the flop house just to the north, A5 over there. That I know some of their boys went north and went missing a little while back. But they're not ones to talk with strangers usually. The witch might be a better bet.
Does the witch
Well, now
like
we are-
food?
She like me.
Okay, sorry. I'll do Martin since Martin hasn't spoken in a little bit.
Does the witch like food?
Yeah, I think so. I'm fairly sure
Well,
she.
maybe you could give us some as a thank you for rescuing Morgan, and we can give her the food and get the information we're looking for.
Yeah, he says, yeah, I have some stew here I can give you to give to her, or at least if you're going to see her tomorrow, because I don't know if she'll enjoy visitors coming to visit her at the middle of the night. Perhaps some sort of breakfast tomorrow I can give to you if you head off to go see her.
Yes, that would be a fine idea.
Of course, not a problem at all. And Molly, did you have anything you want to ask?
I just said, why wouldn't she like me?
Oh, yeah. But yeah, Nate, did you have any questions for Brogar? You said something. I didn't know if that was a joke or if you had a question.
I was just gonna say, so now, Bull, now that your daughter's rescued, we are in this for the long haul. Me and you. You can't bring her back to town until we figure this out, right?
Yeah, so
So
exactly.
You are insider. You're the one that anything you know, anything that you can do to help us, because I think we want to put an end to this. I feel invested as well, but we are partners, my man. We almost co-own your tavern here. In fact, well, not co-own, but like I feel like anyway. I think we. You know what I'm saying, Bull. You know what I'm saying.
I think I do. I am extremely grateful to you. You've done more for me than anybody else in this village has in recent times, and I will do everything I can to help you and to help my village. Absolutely. But yeah, so for your rumors, legends, stuff, if you guys aren't doing anything else with Brogar, if you guys are asking around that sort of things, that's how you guys roll your d24s. Nate, you got 24. So you've heard from one of the drunk patrons, the hound's bite confers a fell disease that transforms its victim into a wolf.
Oh, hell yeah. I got bitten. Ooh, score.
Molly, you found, and this is probably a little bit attached to what Brogar said, an ancient chieftain's tomb is hidden in the hills north of town. The savage king was known as the Wolf Slayer. And Martin, you heard that the hound will not attack a person of true faith. So yeah, it is nighttime now. It's getting a little bit late. You guys have been drinking. You guys got your food and everything else. Kind of got patched up. You guys can still, if you guys have any more questions, Brogan's still doing stuff. There's still people in this tavern. You can also, you're allowed to walk around town if you want to, but is there anything you guys want to do, or you guys head to bed?
I would like to recover that hit point.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I won't turn down a party. So.
I will say the atmosphere is definitely not party-like in this town or this tavern.
What's the right time to go meet a witch? Do you think at night is better, or should we talk to her tomorrow morning? If we want to go talk to the witch, I think we want to talk to the witch.
We do. I think tomorrow morning. I think Brogan's probably right.
All right. Well, then I'm going to hit the hay.
Oh, I think so.
Literally, you got to knock the bugs out of it. You got to hit that hay.
Sounds good. Yeah. So you guys are heading to bed. Do you notice like you guys have gone sort of comfy where you can. I will say maybe not for Kana, but at least for you two, it's the nicest accommodations you guys have had in a good while, probably weeks, if not months, where you guys have actual beds with pillows. You have a little bit of tea and that sort of thing. It's pretty warm in here and cozy. Kana, I don't know if you're just like sleeping on the floor or if you enjoy the bed. You can whatever what do you think Kana's doing?
I think Kana.
If you say you're at the foot of the bed of the other two,
it did cross my mind. I think. Yeah, fuck it. I think Kana lies. I think she lies by the door.
Yeah, makes sense.
She takes a pillow and she lies by the door. She doesn't want to be in bed with either of them.
No, that's fair. All right, yeah. So you do that. You guys do hear what sounds like Brogar going around and putting down like a big bar over the double doors that lead into the tavern. You see him close shutters and lock them. You hear him basically lock up once all the patrons have left, and then go off to sleep. It seems like everybody's pretty paranoid and locking stuff down. You also hear, probably looking out the window, similar things outside. You hear the people closing their shutters and all that sort of thing. But yeah, it's a pretty uneventful night. And it goes over to the next day. You guys are woken up in the morning. You have survived the night. Anybody who's taking any damage, you do have 1 hit point. You got 1 hit point back each from just a night of rest. You get up and you go down. Brogan there. Is it Brogan or Brogar? I can't remember what I said his name was.
I think it was Brogan.
Hey,
'cause
Brogan,
we
you
joked
said
about
Joe Brogan.
Paul
Yeah.
and Joe Brogan,
Yeah, so Brogan is ready for you guys. He has breakfast for you and the other patrons staying here. And he also has like a wooden bowl that he also hands to you with looks like maybe some oatmeal, some berries and cheese and a few other things. And he says you can give this to the Mad Widow. Perhaps she'll appreciate it.
Thank you. And just a quick technical question. How much spell burn does Herc regain?
You don't regain any. This is if you don't spell burn today, then you start getting spell burn back. But you do have magic missile back though.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
it's a full 24 hours of not doing
bad.
spell burn. Yeah.
Right.
It's a
okay,
little
yeah.
rough, but yeah. So you guys, assuming you leave the tavern, and when you're in the town square, what looks like one of the Jarl's men approaches you. He has a sword by his side. He's sort of wearing like the big armor and like all the sort of thick cloaks and hides. And he says, "You three, if you sleep here for another night, your names will be put in the lottery for the next sacrifice. Just so you're aware." The Jarl wanted to make sure you knew that. And
Oh well, that's got to be hell on your tourism. You don't got anyone visiting here anymore with this nonsense. Why
I
don't you
didn't
take
say
care
you'd
of
be
this?
picked. I just said your name would be added. It's a fair deal if you're staying in our town.
Hmm.
And why is your name not added?
He says my name is added. This
Oh,
isn't the Jarl. This is
okay,
one of the
well.
Jarl's men. Just to be clear, in case that was unclear.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
egg on my face then.
Yeah. Yes. Egg on your face as he walks away.
Egg on your face, he retorts.
Yeah. Good one, bud. Yeah, you just cut to him in the shower later, just think like, oh, damn it, if I just had this, that would have been perfect. But yeah, so you guys are just like in the town square. What do you guys want to do? The Mad Widow is over in A6, top left over here. And there's the other parts around town that I can also mention that you probably, asked Brogan about.
Well,
I
I
think we're off to see that witch, right?
yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys walk through town, and you guys go up this sort of main road here, and there's not all that much different than the rest of town. You see every once in a while, little gardens that are kind of meager. They might have like a little bit of basil or rosemary or something like that, but it doesn't look great. A chicken here or there. You pass by some farmers. You are seeing more people now in the morning doing stuff, but it's still a pretty dour mood. Just like this, almost like a literal black cloud just sort of hanging over everybody that's in this town. Nobody really pays you much mind. You see a few people sort of look up at you, sort of flicking their eyes nervously, but nobody really seems to want to get near you. And you guys make your way north so you guys see sort of huddled in the shadow of the gigantic Jarl's Great Hall. You see this small little shack, this sort of lowly hovel that kind of almost rests alone from everybody else. Even all the townhouses that are not, attached together still feel like they're made together. She feels almost like physically separated from everybody else. And yeah, you guys are standing outside her little hovel. What do you guys want to do?
I think Kana just opens the door.
Yeah.
I don't think she'd know to knock. Unless someone stops her. Yeah, I think she just opens the door.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give somebody a chance to do something if they want to. Otherwise, yeah, you can totally open it.
Did she just open the door?
Okay, well,
Speaking to
Better than
Curtin.
we do how to interact with a witch. I get. Seems direct. I like it.
Hmm.
Let's watch and see what happens.
From
okay.
a distance.
Yeah, he has her back just a little bit. Yeah, so Kana, you are able to open the door, which is probably a little bit necessarily maybe even strange to Kana, considering the fact that like you've noticed a lot of people have locked their doors and shutters and everything. So, but her door you just swing right open, and you are met in by this very small sort of circular room. You see that the ground is all this sort of like woven black material. You see a fire just boiling a pot over in the bottom, in the far right corner, and you know, like a cute little stone fireplace. And you see this what looks like an old crone, essentially. You see all sorts of little bits and bobs all over the place, and she's just sort of spinning or like weaving some sort of thread. And she looks over at you with this grimace, and she's like, "Who are you to just walk into my home? I know everybody in this village, but I don't recognize your face."
Hello, it seems you have been much maligned by this town. I come bearing food and a desire to chit-chat.
She says, thank you, I guess, but it's clear that you are doing some kind of customs that you are not used to and that I neither care for nor need. What's your business here?
Oh, wonderful. Yes. I have companions. May they come inside as well?
She sort of like looks around you, like her neck kind of bends weirdly as she sort of goes around and just like, yeah. I don't recognize them either. They can come in.
Do you want the food, or are you gonna eat it, or?
She sticks her hand out pretty rudely without saying a word.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Kana kind of looks regretfully at the food she kind of wanted.
Yeah,
So this wizard deal, this warlock, what's up with that?
There's a wizard or warlock around? What?
Yeah, the hound, the tomb of the warlock. She's gonna turn over to her, and she's like, and kind of gesture.
A warrior. It was the tomb of the warrior.
Warrior. Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Yes. What about it?
Well, what can you tell us?
Well, there's a tomb to the north where there was a burial for some sort of warlord. And as she's saying, she's sort of looking at the oatmeal. She's like, "Oh, no bacon or eggs."
We'll get you some if you give us good information.
And like as you said, like halfway through your sentence, she just sort of just, like throws the one bowl and oatmeal like into the fire, and she says, "I'll be good for something there." And she turns back to sort of weaving whatever she's weaving, this sort of like a dark thread, and she says, "Yes, it's some tomb up there. I think there's some sort of magic spells put on it or something. I haven't much cared for it. What, are you dealing with this hound business that all the villagers are so scared of?"
Well, yes.
Well, I guess the tomb would be one place to go. Sure, I've heard there's a thing there that could be of use to you. But why are you helping these people out? What do you care? They're all just dirt peasants, and the Jarl's just a coward hiding behind his little advisor who seems to be really pulling the strings these days.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't care that much. I actually had a different matter I was more interested in talking to you about, and that was members of my pack are sick, and I was told you might be able to help them.
Yeah, who's your pack?
Well, so there's and grrr, and then there's Mr. Boots as well, and there's a couple others, but they're Awoo and Grr are sick. They're wolves. I don't think I've mentioned they're wolves.
You didn't.
Can you heal wolves?
Yes, I can heal wolves. I'm sure whatever malady they have, I can definitely cook something up. And if you're so, bent, as she sort of looks towards back to you, to the wizard, on helping these people out, I'm sure they've promised a reward or something, or somebody has. But if you want to help these poor folks out, I will help both your needs, but I want you to do something for me. And she looks over towards you again, Martin, and she kind of gives you a wink, and she says, "I can see from your aura you have some similar interests to me. If I give you the means to defeat this hound and give you this medicine, I want you to marry me. I'm in need of a new husband.
That's an interesting
He'll do
offer.
it.
I
I
will
start
have to
laughing.
consider. Tell me, how old are you, and do you have any serious diseases?
Nothing a little medicine can't cure, baby.
Right. Okay. Just making sure. I
And-
meant sort of terminal illnesses that may make you
Oh.
die sooner if you.
No.
Sorry,
no,
I think you
I'm-
had the wrong end of the stick there.
No. No, she says, no, well, I don't like to disclose my age to people until I fully trust them anyway, and, yeah, no, I'm fully healthy. I'll take care of you.
Okay. Do you put your name in the box as well?
No. Nobody's even come around here. They're far too scared of me. I'm sure some of them even think I'm the one behind this hound. Idiots.
Right. And how can you help us defeat it? You mentioned that.
Well, she sort of points to like the sort of dark fabric that's in her hands and on the ground. She says, "Well, you see this rug here? It's woven from the hair of corpses. That creature can't enter my premises. And well, I can make you some shackles out of this hair to capture the hound before you kill it. And once you tie it up with this and stab it, it won't be coming back."
What if we only want the medicine? Could we settle for a couple of dates then?
No, it's marriage or nothing at all. I need a man who's committed to me.
No, honestly, girlfriend, that's fair.
Well, it's a difficult one, that one. Would any magic person do? I know someone who's much more magical than I am.
Around here?
Well, in fact, I know somebody that's looking. Artemis the Wise, just a couple of villages down. I could introduce you instead. He's more your age, and I don't know. I think you get on really well.
I know a lot of people in this region. I don't know any Artemis the Wise. Listen, if you don't want to defeat this hound or get medicine for your wolves, that's fine. I mean, you can certainly go to the tomb and get whatever's in there to help your cause if that's what you need, but
I'll make
if
you
you
a
want
deal.
me, or if you want my stuff, then you have to follow my terms.
I'll make you a deal. How about we take the things, we defeat the warlord. If we can defeat the warlord with what you give us, I will come back with Artemis the Wise, and you can make the choice.
She says, however far this Artemis the Wise is, I know he's not in the local area. You're going to be gone a while, and I need a husband as soon as possible. So, unfortunately, this isn't much of there's not much haggling going on here. I'm sorry, I'm not the market. You can take my deal. If you marry me after you do this, after you deal with the creature, and I'll give you the medicine, but after the medicine's in your hands, I need to brew it. I want your hand in marriage.
Do you... Right, okay. Are you rich?
Yeah.
Well... And that'll do. You have a cat, I see. I'm sure we'll be very happy together.
Yeah.
What is the cat's name?
Sugar Plum.
It's a good cat name.
My ex-husband named him. Or I guess my dead husband named him.
I am tempted
Why
to...
did they? Oh, sorry.
No, after,
I don't want
after
to.
you.
I'm interrupting young love. I don't want to step on toes here.
I was simply going to inquire what happened to your last husband.
That's what I was going to ask too, actually.
A terrible tragedy. I don't want to talk about it. He was taken from me far too soon.
By whom?
She says, it pains me to talk about, but he was taken by some people from up above, from the clouds, they took him from me, and I just... I miss him so much. But please, do you want my help or not? I don't want to talk about this any further.
Well, go on then.
Yeah, and so she says, basically she starts grabbing some of the hair and strands, all these sort of greasy black strands from both what's in her hands and on the ground, and she weaves these sort of manacles out of it, and just sort of hands it to you. You feel them almost like wriggling in your hand as you grab them. You feel like just this really not nice sensation. Though it is like pretty nicely conditioned, so there is that. But you know, it's got a good volume to it. All right, sweetheart. Well, I'll see you when you're done with the hound. And as for you, young lady, I'll start brewing this medicine for your pack.
Thank you.
Well,
yeah.
See you later, honey.
Yeah. And you guys depart. And so, what do you guys want to do? Yeah, Nate, you didn't say anything that entire scene. Is there anything you any thoughts? Any?
No, I didn't want to get off. Yeah, stay. Ding
plan.
dong, really, Hurt. Congratulations. You let me know where you register. I want to come to that wedding. I want to bring you the biggest gift of all. That's just wonderful news. You're going to be so happy. You know it's a curse, right? It's always a curse with these crones. Or she's actually hundreds of years old and she has to consume her husband, but it's probably a curse. She's probably like a beautiful young, just your age, exactly how you want person. As soon as you get married, that's probably what's going to happen. You'll be great. You'll be fine.
Have you chosen a caterer yet? I could supply a lot of stags.
Well, let's get on to the warlord, and I guess I don't have to come back to the village, do I? She won't be after you.
Well, we got to come back for the medicine. Come on,
Yeah,
Hurt.
yeah.
Damn. I mean, we didn't specify any time periods. I mean, she didn't say we have to get married next week. It could have been, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
She didn't specify time. I will say she did say once you guys are done with once you're done defeating this hound, so you could take that. There's probably a little bit of a grace period, but it's probably not very long.
She did say she wanted to get married ASAP.
You know, witches and
She
stories
did.
tend to not love being double crossed.
It's a whole other kind of story that I've read. Every single person that double crosses a witch, it's a mess of trouble. You don't want any of that.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly. That is marriage in a nutshell, Hurt. That's what you're going to figure out.
Yes. Right.
Okay. So Martin, you mentioned you wanted to go north to go to the tomb to see if is that what you wanted to go to next? Is that what you mentioned? Or
I think we should.
We have that. We have the cuffs. We could also wait
We could.
for this thing to come back tonight and capture it.
Yes.
Or we think the thing is do you think the thing goes back to the tomb?
Does the thing come back tonight or in 3 days? I'm confused about that.
so
Because it didn't get a sacrifice.
it did get the sacrifice, so it's come back tonight. And they did say if they don't get a sacrifice, it wreaks havoc on the town. It murders people.
It's not going to be all easy and neat and clean at the Standing Stones. It's going to be this whole town. I think you're right, Hurt. We gotta take this action.
It might be in some sort of hurt state back there. We might be able to tackle it a little bit more easily than let it come back to full force. Either that, or there could be 10 of them. I mean, I hope that's not the case, but
It's just like the witch. You gotta hope it's a curse and not consume your life force. It's the same thing. We gotta hope it's Hurt, and it's not. There's a whole gang of them, and we only have one set of cuffs. Positive mindset. That's what I always learned on Cheesemonger's Peak.
Yeah, so what were you guys deciding on? Because so what I'll say in terms of like just options to just make it easier for you guys to know what you can do. You can spend the day either in town going through stuff, sort of just checking out the town, knowing where things are, maybe trying to guess where it might come from and where you might want to like ambush it or like where you'd want to try and attack it. Or I would say you were given somewhat directions where the tomb is, so you guys know you could get there and probably go to the tomb today and go through it, and you'd probably get back to town probably maybe a few hours, maybe around sunfall. Depends on how long it takes you guys to do stuff. I would say, yeah, you can either recon the town and do stuff and maybe meet people, perhaps maybe even get some help from people and all that sort of stuff, or you can try and go off and see if you can see what the tomb has in store for you.
I vote tomb. I think it's. I want to see what's there. I think it'll be interesting, if nothing else. So.
Sounds good.
And rather than just burning daylight, I think it'll be something productive. We'll learn things.
And our name goes in the next lottery, so we gotta get on. Maybe we can swing by Bull and see if he has anything of use when we tromp through that swamp, because they said it was messy. But yeah, let's hit that tomb.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to go see Brogan first?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as usual, Brogan seems pretty happy to see you guys. He just sort of like asks you what he can do for you. He's like, hey, like, what's the plan? You guys talk to the witch?
Yep.
I love the way you guys stare at me in stark silence for 10 seconds whenever I ask you a question. It's a cool dynamic you guys have.
Congratulations. He's done gonna get married.
Ooh,
We're really well adjusted. I'm sorry, Brogan.
Oh,
you be silent too.
Yeah, you're getting married, huh? Very so what do you guys need from me?
What did her last husband die of exactly?
It's unclear. I never saw her with a man in recent times. I think he died of some sort of mysterious circumstances. I never met the guy.
Yes.
Oh, you got to send some bacon and eggs over her way. She ain't no vegetarian. I don't know what you're doing with that granola.
Oh,
made her a little.
I guess I could slaughter one of my last pigs. That's gonna be sad. He sort of mumbles to himself a little bit. But yeah, I'll get her some bacon and eggs. And I can give you guys some food if you guys are heading out to do anything.
Any other tip for that swamp?
He says, well, watch your feet. There's lots of things out there. I've heard there's vines that come to life. And I've heard there's all sorts of horrible monsters out there. I think some hunters went out this morning, I think, to see if they can find where the hound is. Looks like the Jarl not doing his job actually protecting us is causing some of the people to actually try and maybe find a solution themselves. So hopefully those hunters might come back with some useful information.
Well, blessings on their head, that's for sure. Do you think we need one of them flat boats, or is this a walkable swamp?
Oh, it's walkable.
All right.
It's less of a swamp, more of a marsh. It's pretty wet, but you can find solid footing everywhere for the most part.
Well, let's hit it.
Yeah. Sounds good. So yeah, you guys leave the town. You guys are he gives you guys some food for your day packs, and then he heads out. You guys head out to the tomb of Ulfanor, the warlord. And I'm just gonna move your characters over. I'm gonna activate you guys first, and then you guys are walking for a while. It's pretty uneventful, thankfully. You guys do hear wolves off in the darkness. Off in the distance, not darkness, and which might be fine for Kana, but for you guys is a little bit disconcerting. You guys do hear some crows, usual weird sort of wilderness all around you that feels very hostile. You always feel like everything's out to get you, and you are soaking wet from traipsing through this really miserable place. And you guys walk north for a while, over a pretty large river. You guys ford it, and when you make it through these trees, the forest breaks at the edge of a steep slope, revealing a narrow vale below. Set in the center of the valley is a large earthen mound topped with tall grasses and shaped like a long serpent.
So what's the ground made out of? Is it grass, stone?
Yeah, so like sort of grass, marshy, kind of like mossy stuff. It's pretty barren right now. So probably closest to grass, but imagine just like really, really wet grass.
Are there any tracks in the earth?
It's hard to see from where you guys are. You guys aren't really close to this to the tomb just yet. If you guys don't want to move towards it, at the head of this sort of like what looks like the sort of serpent head, as you can see on the map here, at the head of this, you guys can see from this edge here, this is basically like your eyes on the right side of like the serpent mound head. Two silvery streams cascade down either side of the serpentine hillock, joining to form a shallow, glittering pool at the head of the enormous mound. Across the pool, set into the earthen mound, is a large circular stone decorated with serpentine spirals worn by time. So I'm going to just move you guys just a little bit so your characters can see it. But yeah, so you guys see what looks like some sort of big stone over here, and there's like a pond right here in the middle. And yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I'm going to breathe deep and take a look at this construction and see if I can suss out maybe how old it is, who made it, my dwarven heritage. Is this stonework or natural?
Yeah,
All that
it
good business.
totally is. It looks like, so yeah, so the pool is just like about 1 foot deep, so you're able to wade into it if you want. Looks like it's white sand at the bottom. It's actually quite pretty. It's all like glittery and sparkly. But yeah, as you sort of move through the water here, you sort of notice that your feet are kind of like dislodging certain things. It looks like all these like waterlogged kind of bundles of like strapped stuff. You're seeing like leather bags and stuff thrown in here. So you haven't really gone to the door just yet. To really examine it properly. Is there anything you want to do? Because you're sort of kicking these sort of waterlogged bags around that have been thrown in here. You're also seeing like glittering of like coins and other stuff on the ground here in the water.
Wait, is this like a wishing well? I'm gonna grab one of these bags and pull it back to the shore.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull it back to the shore with the rest.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. Is this like, what is this? I'm going to open it up on the grass.
Yeah, you open it up, and this one contains like what looks like a nicked and sort of pitted bronze sword, like a handful of tin and some bronze coins. And it looks like there's obviously a bunch of other bags in there, but that's what this one holds, like just a bunch of meager offerings.
Is this like offerings for this warlord? What do you think, Hurt? Is that what people do?
I think that's what this is. I think you should throw it back, though. I mean, maybe a great curse will befall us.
I'm not stealing from this. I'll wrap it back up, throw it in. I think there's all sorts of coins in there, too.
Well, let's see what's inside first, and if it can't hurt us, we can, I don't know, maybe clear the place up. Be environmentally friendly and all that. We can clear the river up and remove all this garbage. But if there's something in there that wants this here, I think we should leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
That village of Harad is poor as heck, and if they just leaving this here out, there must be good reason for it. I'll go up towards the door.
Okay, yep. So you go up towards the door. This door, you can tell, is obviously sort of the main entrance to this tomb. You can tell it's, hundreds of years old. It's got some really nice carvings across it of what looks like, maybe different battles and other things. But you can also tell it looks really, really heavy. You might be able to move it aside, but it looks like it'd be a pretty heavy-duty task. Especially alone. It'd be pretty tough.
Does it look like it's been messed with recently?
No, it doesn't. It looks like it's undisturbed. And looking at like the stone to see if it's like been moved at all, like even if like nobody's like pushed or anything, looks like it hasn't been moved. Looks like it's been sealed for a very long time.
So y'all, I thought we were thinking maybe that Jarl or maybe his advisor Grima, whatever his name is, stole the staff from in here, but it doesn't look like anyone's opened his door in a while.
Yes.
Maybe it's still worth investigating, though.
Well, give me a hand. This thing is heavy.
Sure. And I'll come closer.
Yeah. So you're gonna help out, Kana?
Yeah.
Okay, and you have a +1 to your strength.
You do.
So Curden, if you want to roll your strength check, you'll have a +1 due to her helping you out.
Sure, I'll give it a shot. I'll have a +0 being nothing. Oh, 13.
So it's a 14. I'm going to let you know right now what the DC is, and then you can tell me if you want to burn luck for this, or if you guys want somebody else to try. The DC for this is 25.
Oh, it's not even a single... Okay, there got to be something else here. Something else.
Maybe there was a door.
Backdoor, physics, machine.
You guys are welcome to move your character tokens around if you want.
I start looking in the bags that's in the 1 foot pond. If there's anything that sticks out in those, as maybe being like a key of some kind, or like being related.
Let's see here. No, not really. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's like something like a cracked humanoid skull. Yeah, you see other offerings, but like there's nothing necessarily like, they're not all the same offerings. Some of them have different, like, like some weird little mugs or, some nice stones or some jewelry. All of it's pretty meager, though. Like, it's not a lot, but none of it has any sort of, like, cohesion to it. And there's 4 bundles total.
There's 4 bundles total.
Yeah. Did any of you guys go? It looks like you guys opened up the map. Did anybody go to the top right? Martin, do you want to just give me an intelligence check?
Ooh, yes.
Oh!
Hey, okay, fleeing luck. It looks like this part over there. If all you guys want to just move your characters all the way up to the north there. Martin, you notice that it actually looks like this part of the wall has collapsed inwards, opening up to a chamber. And it does look like it's a pretty precarious room. It looks like too much disturbance and a lot more rock and stuff of the tomb could collapse inwards into this room. But yeah, this looks like, at least for now, one way into there. You guys are going to enter the tomb into here pretty quietly and pretty probably warily of your surroundings. And then we'll just take a quick break here, guys. Hey, Nate's back. All right. You guys entered into this room. You were able to make it in pretty safely. This chamber has partially collapsed. Tall stone slabs that once supported the ceiling are now canted inward by the weight of the earth above, and fallen debris is piled in the center of the room. The floor has fallen away in the far corner, and it seems as if the entire chamber could collapse with the slightest disturbance. Or I guess that might have been written from the other way around. But you guys came through the really disturbed part, and you guys basically see what looks like all this rock and rubble everywhere in this room, and then there's also a hallway to the west. So what do you guys want to do?
Taking a glance at this, does this look like a natural cave-in, or was this tools used to force into the tomb?
I would say that, from the dwarf perspective, you can tell this is absolutely natural. This is just perhaps some weak stone somewhere, or just, the ravages of time just finally broke this part down.
Does it look like anybody's been here?
No.
Do you think whatever it was that terrorizes the village has escaped from here when the thing collapsed?
That's a good idea.
Well, we should tread carefully then.
Still, in my head, I'm still twinging on how it has this pattern, which seems thought through and intentional, right? The sacrifice, or, if the sacrifice 3 days, but those standing stones was there. Like a purpose has been reawakened. Anyway, I want to carefully and methodically looking for problem. I'm happy. Oh, finally underground, out of that blaring sunlight. It's a relief. I want to move forward.
Sounds good. Yep. Yeah. You feel free to move forward. Yeah. So you see this stone hallway in front of you. You can move through this hallway here if you want to go to the end of it. Curtin, you will see that it looks like the hallway goes up north and also down south, and you're also seeing different hallways along it. Both one on the left, one on the right. It seems like, from what you can tell looking around, it looks like there's not been much disturbance towards the north. It looks like there might have been maybe some more dust and maybe even some footprints, or like boot prints rather, from the south part going around, or at least there's, maybe like some wind or that sort of thing. But yeah, there hasn't been a lot of disturbance around here. Actually, and also going back to you, Kana, I think maybe there might have been some boot prints you could have seen in the room you guys were in, but I would say maybe if more rubble had fallen, it was kind of hard to see, but you think you might have been able to make out at least maybe somebody had been here at some point. But yeah, well, where do you guys want to go? You have a few different options here.
My inclination is that the deeper part would be north, right? Because the entrance to the chamber is south.
So you guys want to go up north?
Yes.
All right. Yes, you guys go up north. Tall slabs of stone support the high ceiling here. 3 long steps descend to the floor of the antechamber. 2 hammered bronze braziers rest before a towering stone door at the end of the chamber. The door is carved with hundreds of spiraling runes spinning into infinity. Inscribed above the portal is the image of an enormous wolf being crushed to death by a giant snake. You guys also see that like the entire floor here is covered in like thousands of thin translucent strips. It's hard to tell what it looks like. Perhaps like maybe like a bunch of snakes just, scattered, discarded here, maybe still living here. And you're looking around and they are crackling under your feet and turning to dust. So they're thankfully not actually snakes, but it looks like a lot of snake skins at least.
I'll look up directly at the ceiling and try and get a sense of if there's some crushing about to happen.
Let's see here. So, you're just checking out the room?
Yeah, I'm checking out the ceiling of the room. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
okay, the glyphs and the crushing snakes and stuff. Is this a trap to crush us to death in this room?
So yeah, I'm gonna say because you're a dwarf, why don't you just give me an intelligence check? But with your dwarfiness, this is not gonna be a very hard one for the stuff you can see here. Nice, 11 is good enough. 11 is good enough. I would say immediately looking at the big, I'm gonna give you basically the rundown of this whole room here, just as you're like looking around and smelling it and studying it. It looks like you being knowledgeable in the way of like stuff being built. That portal has been set into the ground, and you can tell just by the way it sits, there is some massive weight on top of it that would make it pretty much impossible to actually move open. Though it does look like it's the type that if it could be destroyed, there'd probably be a lot coming down on top of any would-be grave robbers and would probably crush them trying to open up this portal. However, what you do notice, looking around, is that just above the actual doorway you guys came in, the archway, it looks like there's like a 2-foot hole that's above this doorway that you see up there. It looks like it's big enough to fit you guys in. If you're in armor or you have weapons, you're probably gonna need to take your armor and bags and weapons off and either push it in front of you or drag it behind you. It's wide enough for you to squeeze your way in and move through, but not fully armored.
I point all that out.
Well, it's tempting.
It seems wise to figure out at least one of us should go up.
I can drop all my stuff and do it if you want me to, but maybe someone skinnier.
I would say, by the way, Kana, I would say with your hide, I'd say maybe you can keep the hide on, actually. Your spear would probably be in front of you, and you might be able to attack with it, but it might be pretty tight. You might have trouble actually fighting with it in there, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
Kana will go. Yeah, Kana will go.
So you jump up there. It's not really hard for somebody of your physique. You maybe get a little boost from the dwarf or the wizard, and you are now in the hole. Your backpack is either behind you or you've just taken it off and left it in the room, whatever you've decided. And yeah, it looks like this tunnel immediately turns right. I'm just gonna take you and move you here. For the guys who can't see, I'm just moving her to the left. And it looks like with your sort of preternatural senses, you can see that the tunnel sort of moves basically along the ceiling here and goes further down to the west.
So it doesn't move in front of us. It moves west.
It moves to the left here on this map, basically. She's now basically in between the walls.
I look back at my compatriots and I say, I think this is a way in. And I keep crawling.
Okay, yeah. So you keep crawling. And then you can keep moving there to that corner, and you'll see that it looks like this crawl space keeps moving towards another room there. But before you make it, I'm just gonna move you back right here. Have you guys moved up into the hole as well, or are you guys waiting for her to come back?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay. Who's going in first?
Well, then I'm taking my chainmail off because I feel like I have to.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna throw it up first, and then I have to go second because I can't get up. Herc, I can't get up there without a significant boost.
Ah, right. Okay. Will you stand on my shoulders then?
I mean, I'm pretty strong, so just stand up and whew, and I'll go up in the middle.
Sounds good. Okay. So while you guys are taking some time to take your clothes off and get up there, Kana, you get around the bend and you start going towards that room when you hear just the sound of like something dropping down right behind you happens, which is weird considering you were like in a tunnel that seemed pretty small. You didn't see any other entrances, and suddenly you hear this like and you see what looks like this horrible creature. You know what? You can't even see what's attacking you, I'm gonna say, because you're turned around, and this is a very tight tunnel. But it moves after you, and it's going to make you feel some sort of claw grabbing out towards your good course. Rolls a 20, you're gonna take 4 points of damage. You feel really thick, sharp nails scratch into your ankle, and sort of just rip back. It has not grabbed you, but it has definitely shredded quite a bit of your skin and muscle in your foot, and you hear it starting to like lap up the blood, but still grabbing at you.
Gross.
Yeah. And you guys have heard some sort of weird moaning coming from the tunnel ahead of you, and you guys are gonna get up into the thing. Curtin, you're going second to right, and then it's Herc. So you guys are gonna be back, I would say, around here when we'll do combat. I'll just show this thing now. And yeah, so we're going to go into combat.
Oh, come on.
Oh, gosh. Well. And Herc.
I still beat the tomb ghouls. That's
You
good.
did.
Oh,
Yeah, her just go over to the, yeah, there you go. Oh my god, what is this? Okay, I think the stream will be able to see it, but for initiative, we have Curtin with an 11, Kana with a 4, Tomb Ghoul with a 3, and Herc with a 2. Good God. All right.
I love this.
Yeah, you guys, so we'll go to Curtin first. Curtin, you get into this tunnel, and you see like the legs of some creature that's definitely not Kana, at the bend here, in this tunnel.
Kana, we're coming. Just hold on, girl. And I'll move up
Okay.
to as far as I need to, and I wonder if I could just pull it. And I want to pull it away from her.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, you don't really have your weapons out or anything. You're kind of like in a rough spot here. Yeah, so you just I would say just give me like a you know what? Just roll your mace attack because you'll be able to add your mighty D to this. You just won't be doing that damage. For a 6. Okay, not gonna matter anyway. I don't think this thing has a really high AC. It has an 8 AC. I don't know. You didn't get your D die up, but now you need that for. I would say if you want burn luck to get 8, you can drag it back away from Kana at least.
I don't know if that's worth it. I don't know if that really does.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, but that is you, and then I'm just gonna get in combat. And Kana, now it's your turn. This thing is still grabbing onto you, but you're not like grappled or anything.
Cool. Can I either hit it? I imagine I can't hit it with the spear, but
you can probably kick it.
I can kick it, or maybe hit it with my staff. Reach back and hit it with my staff, since I have that too.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. If you want to do it with the staff, if you're able to sort of like move the staff like off your belt and just sort of like try and like just bonk it backwards, trying to hit its face.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is going to hit, and is going. You guys, you hear a pretty satisfying crunch. It's still going, but like you feel like skull splitting on your staff when you hit it with it. Good stuff. You hear a guy go like, oh, and it's going to grab out at you again, Kana. Since this is just a really tight, annoying little fight, it's going to miss. It seems like it sort of puts its hand up to try and grab you, just as like you sort of bat it with your staff again, sort of pushing his hand back onto his face. And then it's your turn, Herc. You can't really see what's going on. You could probably get behind Curtin and sort of get an angle on this thing. Probably not for physical attack, but if you want to do any sort of spell, you might be able to do it. But it's a very tight spot, so you can only sort of see what looks like a weird kind of gross dead man. That's attacking Kana.
So Herc moves up behind Curtin and looks at it and thinks, God, I wonder if that's her husband. And casts a magic missile.
Okay, I'm going to give you a fleeing luck, Martin, just because I think that was funny. Okay, there you go. So the caster throws 1d4 missiles, 2 missiles that equal damage to 1d4 plus caster level. So I'm assuming you're shooting both of those. So do you want to roll me 2d4 plus 4?
10 damage.
10 damage. Okay, well that you just see the thing slump as you just shoot 2 blue bolts all around the dwarf, lighting things up. I'll say to light things up enough too for you to immediately realize that you're under some kind of tunnel that goes up. By the way, some sort of shaft that this thing was probably hiding in. Goes up above you, Herc, and this thing just dies as it just hits the ground, ripped apart by your magic. And yeah, that's the end of combat there.
Tunnel up there as well. Let's be sure that no more come down.
Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I
Be
want to get out
less
of the
hurt.
tunnel. Come on, Kana, let's get out of here.
Yeah. I would like to get out of here.
Yeah, you can just move forward.
Next,
Yep.
it's snakes.
Yep, sounds good. What are you doing, Martin?
I'm following at high speed. I don't want any more
Sounds good.
things dropping down.
Perfect. So the narrow crawl space opens into a high vaulted chamber resembling the interior of a great hall. In the center of the chamber is a column rising to the ceiling. The column is decorated with dozens of stylized carvings depicting the deaths of wolves. The column itself seems to be made of alternating sections of stone and wood. Hung from the column like trophies some 20 feet above the floor is a long wolf spear and bronze shield.
Do you think this is the spear?
Maybe if we kill it with the spear, it'll die.
Shit, I
can't-
mean to.
I can't believe they put that spear there. You think they put that magic spear in this weird place?
Yeah. I didn't need to get married, did I?
Well, you ain't married yet.
True.
There's still a chance. There's still a chance as long as you don't say them vows.
I mean, I do still need the medicine.
We can
That's true.
discuss it.
So there's carvings of wolves on this thing.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to take my mace and just hit one of these carvings
Okay.
of the wolf.
Yeah. So you hit one of the wolves on it, and nothing seems to happen. They're all. It looks like they're alternating columns of like stone and wood that go on top of each other. You can tell are really old. You know, being a dwarf, you can tell stone stuff pretty well. It seems like it's the same artist, and yeah, it looks like it's all like very much like glorification of the death of these wolves. Like this is like a great evil in the night that's been sort of shattered by this guy, by this warlord here. But yeah, you bonk one, and nothing seems to happen.
Nothing?
I turn to Curtin, and I say, "I take the spear, you take the shield."
I mean, that's fine with me if we can get it. You think we just jump up there and get it? It just seems.
I
seems
don't
wrong
see why
about
we
that.
wouldn't try.
We
Do
should have
the
a.
carvings. Go ahead. Sorry, Mark.
Just. I was going to say, before you take them, you should have a look and see if there's any mechanism behind them to make sure you're not going to trigger a trap or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
You
just seems too
can.
easy.
Yeah, you can give me an intelligence check. You guys don't have a thief, unfortunately, to really make sure you have a good person to check this, but intelligence will be good enough.
I think I get a +2 on it.
Oh,
I
natural
rolled a
20.
natural
Don't need to.
20.
I'm going to say, so here's what I'll say to that. You don't see any mechanisms or traps or anything like that, but what you do notice, at least from just looking now, like maybe like getting a little glint behind the shield or the spear, is that these look like they might be worth something to some sort of antiquities dealer, but just judging by like the weight on the way they're sitting, these don't look like they're necessarily like real proper weapons of war. They look like they might be fakes. However, you also notice that this room hasn't been disturbed either in a very long time. No boot prints or anything through here. So I would say even with not necessarily having a lot of experience with, civilizations and tombs, can tell like that something is not right here. Some sort of like extra wolf sense is just, pinging. Your wolfy senses are tingling. Something's not right about this shield and spear.
Guys, I'm getting some bad vibes off of this, and it's not just because of the wolf killing. I know what you're gonna say. Although that is definitely part of it. Don't want to undersell that. But there's something kind of freaky happening here.
Maybe it is a trap.
I'm just looking at this. I think you're right, Ken. I'm looking at this central piece. Like, does it remind you of a lift up down kind of thing? What's the ceiling look like?
The ceiling looks like it's just like a vaulted ceiling. You don't notice like any seams or anything, like anything goes up or anything like that. It looks like this column is just holding the ceiling up, but it doesn't look like it would come down. Excuse me. It doesn't look like it would come down like as like a lift or elevator or anything like that.
Well, maybe I'm just paranoid. I take my longbow and shoot an arrow at the, not a full draw, but shoot an arrow at the shield just to like mess with it and see what would happen if someone messed with one of those things.
Yeah, so you shoot an arrow at the shield, and everybody roll me initiative.
Oh no.
If you go to your character sheet, actually no, I'll put you into combat mode again. That'll be the easiest way to track this for me. So you guys just go to your combat. You can just hit your initiative there. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, this will be interesting. Oh boy. So as soon as you touch that, the whole like column and room starts to shake as it starts to topple down. On 20, everybody give me a reflex save. Okay.
1 second.
Yeah. Okay, all these start falling, but you're still good. One of the massive slabs afterwards comes, like, hurtling down from above. Give me another reflex save. As you guys are sort of moving, trying to get out of the way here.
What's the DC on this? Because I think I have 2 fleeting luck.
Yeah, I'll
I
let you
do.
know if you fail. This one you guys all passed again. And who's next? Okay, and at 10, before you go, Kana, more rubble starts falling from above, striking all in the chamber for 3 damage. And give me another DC. Sorry, give me a fort save, guys. You guys rolled so bad in your initiative.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
There's
Okay.
two.
So
We're doing all right for a bit.
Curtin, you passed. Kana, the DC
Would
is the DC is 10.
save it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna spend the 2 fleeting luck.
So you're still gonna take the damage, but what's good is that you don't have what. Oh, sorry, Herc. Did you want to burn 8 luck to make that 10?
I think that.
Well, how much damage am I gonna take? Because it might not matter.
It's not damage.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've still got fleeting luck, haven't I?
Also, I wouldn't tell you that anyway. You can tell me if you want to try and save it or not. You don't.
You can have my fleeting luck.
I have fleeting luck, don't I? I think. Still?
You, Martin, you have 3.
3. I'll burn that.
Okay.
We'll get rid of that.
Nate has 1 if he wants to give you 1.
Yep, you can have mine.
So you have 4.
Thank you. So I'll take 4 off that one. There we go. So that's 10.
Okay, that's 10. Okay, you're good.
Thank you.
And then Kana, you can now go. What do you want to do? This room is just still collapsing. There's more stuff falling. I'm assuming you want to get out.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if you wanted to do anything heroic for your friends at all or anything like that. But if you're just running out, that's cool.
I have 3 HP.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Yeah, so you just clamber
Also,
into.
what heroic thing did I even do?
I don't know. Listen, I didn't want to just say that your character was going into the crawl space. I was just saying you have the opportunity to do something if you want to. But yeah, no, you just get up and run straight into the crawl space and start just crawling your way through. Herc, it is your turn. Before the next thing happens, what do you want to do?
Head out of the room very quickly.
Okay.
With 2 hit points.
All right, yeah, so you run out and you get into there. Finally, before Curtin can go, a massive stone slab falls and it seals off this chamber. Now, Curtin, it is your turn. They already used up their actions, but you can try and hoist the slab off if you want and get through. It looks extremely heavy, but you can try to do this.
What's in the center column is still standing.
Not really. It looks like most of it's about to fall on top of you, and I would say, we'll just say, with both the dwarfing and adventure, and you know your knowledge of how stone really kills people, if you don't get this slab off and get out, you are going to die.
All right. Well, then I guess I will attempt to get the slab off.
Okay.
Strength?
Strength check, please. Yes. Okay. So the DC is 20. Do you have 5 luck to burn on that?
I have 13 luck, so I will burn 5.
Yeah, okay. You immediately run over and like just grab the top of the slab and drag it down and sort of clamber over it and get into the crawl space just in time as the rest of the room just collapses in on itself. And you just make it in with just sort of the dust swirling around you guys. But you are alive, if not, a little worse for wear.
They say everyone that you survive is just a learning experience. So I learned next time you shoot it from within the tunnel first. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
Hey man, I said I got bad vibes.
I'm gonna give you guys all fleeting luck
right
for being able to actually survive that, and that was a fun little bit. You guys did good. I'm surprised nobody died there. Honestly, you guys actually got away pretty good.
Initiatives were bad.
Yeah,
Oh, my goodness.
that's been rough, guys. But yeah, what do you guys want to do now? That room is fully sealed off. There's no way back into it now.
Can we climb up the little tunnel bit that the ghoul came down?
Yeah, you can climb
Yeah.
that. Kana's in the line first. I don't know if Kana, you want to climb up first if you want to go up there, or if
Yeah.
Yeah. So-
Sure.
Kana, you go up there and then you climb, and I guess the rest of you guys climb too. So the three of you just end up in here.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 1 second, Kana. There we go. You guys open up into what looks like a secret room. Braced by your companions, you ascend through the chimney and into the small vaulted chamber. A skeleton garbed in crumbling hides and a rusted ringmail hauberk sits atop a throne of stone. A long wolf spear lays atop a hide on the skeleton's lap, glimmering faintly in the darkness, and a polished drinking horn hangs from the throne's stone arm.
That looks like one.
I'd like to roll and I'd like to roll to see if these items also give off terrible bad vibes.
You know what? I think because all the wolfiness here, and I'll just say this for anybody watching. Molly didn't make a wolf character. Well, you made one thematically because I said some stuff about like Nordic stuff, but this is just a complete coincidence you made such a wolf-based character. I'm just gonna say, without even making a roll, you're getting some really, really great vibes from this, and also being hurt, you are especially getting some great vibes from that horn right now. But yeah, no, these two things look pretty awesome, and because it's a one shot, we're not gonna do any sort of identify type crap. You guys will just know what these are, because it's pretty obvious from how they look. But you have Ulfanor's Wolf Spear, and which is a +1 spear. It has some other stuff there, but basically the main thing you guys can see for the spear is that it looks like it has sort of a mechanism on its end where it sort of has like like those the animal control guys have like those there's almost like the people catcher kind of thing. It has like sort of that at the end of the spear, and it looks like you can sort of clamp something down and then stab it with a spear. It's designed to hold things down, such as a wolf or a hound, maybe. Ooh, and sort of stab with it. But the horn, which is also interesting, looks like it's called, we'll say, is the Horn of Kings. Thrice per week, drinking from the horn grants a +4 to a fort save against poisons. Thrice per month, drinking from the horn heals the drinker 1d12 hit points per level. So that's every time you guys drink it once, that's 2d12 for each of you, if you guys do want to drink that at some point. Once and only once, drinking from the horn grants the imbiber a DC 10 fort save to return from death. When this final power is used, the horn shatters, losing all of its power. I would
like to drink from that horn immediately.
Who's taking... Yeah, so I'll give you the horn, Molly, because it actually... I'll say this right now, this module gave me all the magic items that come in this on Foundry, so I can just give it to you guys. So Molly, I'll give you the horn. Who's taking the spear?
I use a spear, so that would make sense. But I only need the horn.
I mean, the horn just the horn can go around.
I just need it immediately because I have 3 hit points, and I don't think I'm going to survive another hit.
Yeah, so I'll give you the drinking horn there. You'll find that in your... You won't see it when you have it popped out, I don't think, but you have it under treasure. It might show up there, but you'll see at the bottom a drinking horn chased with silver and platinum. And also, I'll give you the spear, the wolf spear of Ulfanor. There we go.
Unless Nate wants the spear, which I would also understand.
No, I use a mace.
Yeah, it also uses
like a warrior. I have a single weapon, so if this is your weapon, that is perfect.
So Molly, I'll also say the spear. If you when you go over to look at it, I put it in your equipment section. To the right, you'll see like a trash can. Next to that trash can, there's an edit item. I think you should be able to see that. Or you should be able to just click on the wolf spear thing. But that will actually tell you everything about it. It'll tell you all like the entire stat block on it.
Yeah, I have it popped in. I'm not seeing either the spear or the... there we go.
And the drinking horn's down at the bottom. Oh, also there's a big pelt of an enormous silver wolf. You can tell that this would probably fetch you about 250 gold pieces at like a major city, at like a trader, like a furrier. So if one of you or the other guys wants to grab that, you totally can. You can probably even wear it like a wolf pelt. Oh yeah, it is actually. You can actually wear it like a wolf pelt. It doesn't give you any bonuses, but if anybody wants to look like a wolf, you can.
I mean,
yeah. So I guess once again, unless somebody else wants to grab it,
I I didn't know this
You know-
character was gonna be.
You know what? This is gonna look real bad. So like, oh,
It's a
look at
fix.
the GM giving his
It's a
girlfriend
fix.
all the
It-
stuff.
it-
Yeah.
It looks terrible. It looks terrible. Martin
Yeah.
and I are sending DM after
Yeah,
DM.
listen, I swear to God, this is not me.
Mhm.
The drinking horn does 1d12 per
Just a
level,
coincidence.
right?
Yeah, so you just roll 2d12.
Okay.
You guys can do it 3 times a month. So whoever else wants to heal from it as well, you can also roll 2d12. Martin, I'm assuming you're pretty hurt,
you
but I don't know
can-
if you want to hold off on that. It's up to
Yeah,
you.
I'm gonna hand it to Martin after I drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only got 2D.
Oh,
Yeah, 19, so you're back.
I'm good
Yeah.
now.
And Martin, if you want to drink from it, you can just roll 2d12 as well. And then it'll have one more drink, I think.
This month.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You also have a +4 fortitude save against poisons now, Molly. And so Herc, you gotta have the health back, and also you also have a +4 to fort saves
Cool.
against poisons for the week. And then yeah, and if you guys drink it, just you guys have one resurrect from it basically. So I will also say, just for time's sake, this is the main part of this dungeon that you guys grabbed. Like you guys bypassed half the dungeon by going through this part instead of the other part. So we're just gonna skip you guys actually going through to look for other stuff because this is the main deal. Yep. What we're gonna say now is you guys are sort of heading out of the tomb, maybe heading back to town or wherever. But we'll just go back to the wilderness map. We'll say you guys are around here at this river bend, heading back to Hurat with your gear. The gear all over one person, while the other two schlub along with the same old. When you see,
Herc has the Horn of Kings.
yeah, I guess Herc did take that after, so he has that in his hands now. Yeah, I still put it in Molly's.
I guess probably unless he gave it to Nate's character after drinking from it.
I don't need to drink. No,
Yeah.
I don't need to drink.
You don't
right
need
now.
to drink it, yeah. So yeah, you'll save your little Powerade drink for later. But yeah, so when you guys are leaving the tomb and you're heading back to Herat, you're stopped at the bend over here in this river by what look like 3 men sort of in hooded cloaks with spears and longbows, and they sort of run up to you, panting heavily, and they say, "You 3, are you the ones that came to town looking to slay the hound for us?"
Yeah, that's us. That's us. You must be them hunters that Bull was talking about.
Yes, we're not equipped to fight it, but we found its lair over to the northeast, over the sunken fens.
Heck yeah! Because take a look at Kana here. She's all kitted out to take this thing out. We're
finally. We'll be free of this. Thank you. Please, you must go. We must go quickly before it gets too dark.
Wait! You ain't gonna come with us and lead us there and go first?
They sort of look at each other kind of nervously. And one of them sort of like grabs the one in the back and sort of pushes him forward and says, "Jarek here. He'll show you." And he's like, I yes, just come with me. We'll get there. But we have to move quickly.
Jarek's son, how old are you?
19, sir.
You got a mom and a dad and like some sisters and brothers and stuff at home?
Yeah, all of those things.
Son of a gun! Well, get your dumb ass back to Herat.
Hang on a minute. You interested in getting married at all in the near future?
That's the ticket.
He says, I guess, sir. I wasn't really thinking about it just yet.
I've got a deal for you, but you head back to town now, and we'll discuss it when we get back.
Okay. I'll see you back at town. And he sort of runs after the 2 others. And he's
just remember, that's the deal, because we're gonna take care of it. So that's the deal. You got to do this thing.
He says, okay. Just keep following the river. You'll get there by nightfall, I'm sure. Please hurry.
Herc, you're a genius. Well done.
Well,
I don't want to rain on any parades, but didn't she want a magically inclined person?
That boy had a twinkle on him. Didn't you see his eyes? He'd be good.
I think I can look pretty messed up by the time we get back there, to the point where I don't think she'd be interested anymore.
We'll see about
All
that.
right, worth a shot.
Yeah. Why not?
She kind of seemed like a freak to me, but maybe.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, so you guys move over land throughout the rest of the day. You guys are getting even more, soggy and soaked as you make your way up this really gross sort of muddy river. It looks like maybe it was clear once, but right now it's looking kind of rough. The high marshy moors give way to a strange sunken land. Tangles of brown briars and withered oaks take the place of the marsh grasses and tall pines. Foul black mud sucks at your boots with every step. The formerly chill air is warmer here, like the breath of a great beast exhaling rot upon the land. And as you guys sort of make it down to like this sort of, I guess, like delta here, essentially, like the end of this river where it seems to pool, the sun is pretty close to setting now. It's just cusping the trees where like only like a glint of light is left, and you guys start making your way in.
Can you smell it, Kana? Can you smell the thing, the hound?
Yeah,
I
actually,
wasn't
Kana,
really
do you want to lead the way? This place does look kind of confusing to traipse around in. Do you want to give me an intelligence check if you're sort of tracking or trying to use your nose?
Yeah, I do. Especially now that I look more like a wolf. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
like low to the
Yeah,
ground.
you're
I'm like on all fours.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, I'm
good.
nailing it.
Oh boy.
I'm sniffing the ground.
Yeah, you are just going around and like your face is just like straight in the mud, just scraping along it a little bit too much. But you aren't able to really pick up too much. Sorry, go ahead, Nate.
Herc, I'm worried. She's getting back to that state when we first, like, she's going really, really, really wolfy. Look at her. She's all snuffling in the mug.
Sniffing dirt again.
She scratches behind her ear with her foot.
Oh man. Kana. Hey. Remember that poetry that we was reading? That
Oh, the
Yeah.
Cummings, the E. Cummings.
the E.E. Cummings. You remember the E.E. Cummings, right? Come back a little bit. Come back a little bit.
Live through love till the stars walk backwards. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right, good. I look at Herc and I'm like, oh, yeah, just a little nod.
What was the scratching? Do you think she's got fleas?
Come on. We all got fleas out here. Come on now.
Oh, yes.
So
I would like the drinking game for this episode is every time Nate says "come on now."
yeah, come on now, dude. People will be dead.
now.
They'll be dead in their chairs. So Kana, two things. You do succeed in some way because you are, as much as you're just shoving your face into the mud a lot, trying to just sniff for this thing, you do follow this like sulfurous smell, this really evil smell to you, and you find what looks like this big sinkhole about 20 feet across that has to be the lair of this creature. But as you're stepping towards it, you step into what looks like some sort of bubbling mass of mud, and it kind of explodes outwards towards you. Do you want to give me a reflex save?
Sure. Want to is an exaggeration.
You pass. You're good. You with your wolf-like reflexes jump out of the way as like searing, scalding hot mud flies by your head, and just goes. Who's behind? Who's behind Kana?
Probably me.
You? All right. Give me a reflex save.
Makes
As
sense,
she ducks her head, and you see this like big mass of boiling mud coming towards you.
Let's see what we got here.
You're good.
11.
You also duck and it just sort of hits the ground behind you, sizzling. But now
Watch that hurt.
Yeah, like right at Herc's feet. But at last you've reached the heart of the foul fens. Any hint of the sun is lost in the boundless gray mists, and a heavy oppression hangs in the air with the stench of burbling sulfur springs. All the swamp seems to drain to this point, an ominous sinkhole obscured by billowing clouds of black miasma. And this must be the lair of the hound. It looks like you guys are going to probably need to rappel down here, or you can jump down here. It's about 20 feet down. And with all like the different mists and smog and like the sulfurous smoke coming up from the air, you can't really make much of what's in there. But you can tell that this obviously is where you need to be. So how do you guys want to get down there?
Hang on a minute. I
to,
might
that
be able to help out here.
Oh.
And Herc waves his arms and starts babbling.
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
Ooh. 22 on
Ooh.
Spider Climb. Nice.
Hang on a minute.
Oh, is that supposed to be rope work? No, spider. That's funny.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Am I? Do I have any
Well,
fleeting
it looks
luck
like
left?
Herc's got it.
You have one fleeting luck.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I could also.
do-
I have one as well that I could give.
So if
What do you need?
So if you get a 28, the caster and all allies within 10 feet gain the actual climbing ability of a spider. So that's that one. You can get up to 24, so the caster and one ally touch gain the actual climbing speed of a spider. So if you want to try and go for 28, you can. If you want to get everybody the ability to climb, which would also probably be helpful if you want to get out of there. You guys do all have a fleeing luck, so that is 3 there. If you want to use that.
Yeah, let's do that. If everyone else wants to, and I can burn some normal luck and.
Yeah, so everybody want to do that? So you go from 22 up to 25, and then you burn another 3 luck to make it 28?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
2 luck I've got left.
So I'll just read it out here for you guys. The caster and all allies within 10 feet gain the actual climbing ability of a spider, even when using gloves and shoes and when carrying objects in hand. The caster and affected allies can hang upside down, climb completely vertical surfaces with no handholds, move across spider webs, and even scurry along upside down at obtuse angles. Those affected move at their normal speeds, need never make climb checks, and are immune to spider web spells. Okay, awesome. So all 3 of you guys can just, like, Black Ops this shit and just sort of walk down like the
Hang on, I've used this before. I have an idea. If we go down this hole rather than go to the floor, which is what we'd naturally do, we hang on the ceiling. So this hound will hopefully not be able to reach us, and yet we can reach it.
Holy moly, Herc! I would never, ever, 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 ever walk on my feet if I could do this. You could just do this? Are you kidding me? Why aren't you doing this all? Oh my, this is amazing. And then I throw up a little because this is very disorienting as I'm climbing around on this vertical surface. Oh, but anyway, this is amazing. Oh.
Herc turns upside down and says, "Look, you can even do this."
Oh, I'm getting dizzy. Oh.
That's awesome. That you know what? I'm just gonna give you a fleeting luck for that, Martin, just because that was really awesome. And that is a great way to get through this little way. So yeah, I'm assuming you guys are all walking down like with your feet sticking to the wall while you're sort of like parallel to the floor, I'm imagining. So you guys make your way through like the noxious smoke and clouds. You spy the floor of the cave through the thick noxious clouds. The slick rocky floor slopes towards an inky black pool in the center of the cavern. The shore surrounding the pool is littered with shattered bones, bits of rusted metal, and broken weapons. Cascading swamp water courses down on you from above, while the hot, stinking fumes rise from below. So you guys start walking down this wall, and you guys can sort of see inside. And I'll say you guys sort of reach like, I know you guys aren't going down fully, but I'll say you guys reach about maybe like 5 feet above the ground. When you see out of the pool, the beast materializes, looks up towards you and lets out this horrific sounding screech and roar like before, hitting every frequency the human and dwarven ear can hear. And we will get into combat now.
Is this time for some more amazing initiative rolls?
I hope so.
Gearing up for? Let's see if we can get over 10s.
What between us?
Well, you guys can't do worse than this thing. You guys can go over and click it in the combat encounters.
Oh, there it is.
I forgot to bring you guys to this scene. My bad.
Oh, well. Hey, Herc, come on, Herc.
There we go.
Well, you guys did do better than it because it rolled a 1, so it got 3. So, Herc, you are going first. You see it sort of come out, wading through this black water. Actually, I'm moving you by accident. And it moves over to here, as you can see it. But yeah, you're going first, man, as it comes out the pool.
So the plan is to try and trap it with a spear, but let's see if we can rough it up a bit first. So he's gonna cast a magic missile.
Okay.
Actually, let's go. Oh, I don't know. Let's go for some flaming hands. Bit of variety.
Yeah. Are you gonna spellburn at all?
Yes, a little bit. Oh, I missed.
That's yeah. Would you? Would, I mean, do you want to go with
I hit
this?
the button. Yeah.
No worries. So, spell produces a blast of fire that burns up to 3 targets within range for 1d6 plus caster level points. Yeah, so just give me roll me that 1d6. So you let out like this fan of flames off of the off the side of this wall here, burning up a bunch of like the fumes and noxious gas. So let's see what damage you do.
So
All right, 6 damage. Nice.
6, yeah.
All right, not a bad hit. Yeah, it comes out and immediately gets blasted with fire. Curtin, you're next.
Oh, he says. Sorry, that was
I
terrible.
am from my perch on the wall. I'm going to draw my bow.
Okay.
And I'm going to loose an arrow.
Sounds good. And also, I have you guys 5 feet off the ground. If you want to move back up, this wall goes up like another 15 feet. So if you did want to move back at all, you're welcome to do that as well, Nate. If you were looking to get further back.
Where am I?
I mean, you can't see on this is not like I mean, like you're on the wall vertically. Like if you want to go up vertically, because right now this wall is a top-down map. Sorry, so like you're 5 feet off the ground.
I only
right now.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I only have movement of what, 10 or 15?
Yeah.
My movement speed 15. And is the speed on the sheet? Does that take into account?
Yeah,
the
it
armor?
is. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to be too high up. I'll move up 5 feet. So
Cool.
I'll be
Yeah.
10
So you're 10 feet
the
off.
ground.
Cool. Sounds good.
So
But yeah,
21.
you definitely hit. And you're gonna do 4 points of damage. Nice. And obviously you can't do a shield bash.
no,
Just throw it like a frisbee.
I did get my deed. Can the deed knock this thing down on its ass?
Yeah, you're trying to like maybe like hit one of its legs to make it go prone.
No, I'm trying to hit 2 of its legs to make it go prone.
yeah. So you fire like you bounce it like off a rock and it goes through like 2 of its legs. So yeah, it just temporarily like gets hurt as it sort of like falls into the pool a bit. Sort of. I'll say what that does is that it'll probably maybe just half its speed, so it might not be able to actually get to you guys or not at least move up towards you for sure. Kana, what do you want to do?
So I would like to stab it, but I do have a question.
Yes.
So this is a mechanical question.
Yep.
My regular spear to hit is 1d4 plus 1 plus at AB.
Yep.
Versus this being just a plus 1. I don't know what the plus at AB is. I just want to make sure that this is like formatted correctly.
No, it's not.
So
I
it's
forgot when I
correct.
reset your thing. I forgot to actually fix that.
Yeah.
So it's actually with the wolf spear. The at AB just does the mighty deed for us. But you're actually
That's what I thought.
You're 1d4
Yeah, okay.
plus 2 plus at AB.
Okay.
And also, yeah, so if you're attacking with a spear also, you have a whole thing with that. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I know it does the thing where if it on a success, I can use the crossbars to pin a creature,
Yeah,
reducing the
reducing
target's
target's
AC
AC.
by my strength.
Yeah, which is 1.
And I can maintain the pin, so I can fix that really quick.
Yeah.
So it should be 1d8 plus 2 plus at AB for damage, 1d4 plus 2 plus at AB to hit, right?
Yeah, I fixed all there, so it should be good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait.
It didn't show up.
Oh, I did on your
mine.
token again. Sorry. Here, yeah.
It's okay. I did it.
Perfect.
Sorry. That's why. Yeah, so I was like, that looks like it's less good.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm spending luck.
Yeah.
Can't take it with me.
You want my fleeting luck?
I think I have. I do. I don't have any fleeting luck, so I will take your fleeting luck.
Yeah, its AC is 15. So you'll need another 4 once Martin.
So I'll spend the 4 luck.
Okay, yeah. So you jump off the wall and run over towards it and spear it.
And so now it has an AC of 14.
Has an AC of 14.
Bonus is 1. Okay.
Yeah, and you did 6 points of damage to it. Nice.
So I want to get the manacles on it.
Yeah.
Whoever has the manacles.
Well, you don't need the manacles now
Oh, true.
because you have the spear on it. You either need the spear or the manacles. You guys decide to go with both. And And which is good. It's not a bad thing.
Belt
But yeah.
and suspender. That's what we're known for.
Yeah.
Belt and suspender.
I mean, you can also probably try and get the manacles on it now if you want to make sure, even if it breaks out of the grip of this, it'll still have the manacles on it. So
Yeah,
there is
because
that.
it's only contested by my strength, which
Yeah.
is +1, but I assume it's pretty strong.
It's decent. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Who has manacles? Is it? I think it's Herc has the
Herc
manacles.
definitely has
doesn't it?
manacles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's the love between the crone and Herc, also
Yeah.
extended to the manacle. Yeah.
And now it's the hound, and it's going to do one. Let's see let's say what its strength check is. Don't think it does.
I have to give up an action in order for it to do that, so it's not currently restrained.
No, it says on a successful hit, the wielder can use the crossbars mount below the spearhead to
To
make
reduce
creature.
the AC. I have to give up an action to restrain it, I think.
No, you sacrifice your action to maintain the pin. I think, right?
Oh,
And
okay.
give around. Oh yeah, sorry. So now if it tries to break out, what you can do is you can sacrifice your next action to do the strength contest, or it can use one of its actions to just break out of it. You can just let it go, if you want to do that, and then you don't.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is going to try and break out. Did you want to use up your next turn action to try and maintain it? Okay. Just give
Yeah.
me a strength check, and this one doesn't. I might be missing where it's saying the strength check is for this guy.
Don't worry about it. Don't. It's fine.
Oh. Okay, so Kana rolled a 1, rolled a natural 1, which is great. So yeah, it's going to break out, and that's going to try and claw you twice.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh,
But
wow.
neither hits.
Neither hits. Okay, that sucked for him. But good for you guys. All right, Herc, it is your turn. This thing is now no longer restrained by the spear, just to be clear. What do you want to do, Herc?
Is Herc going to be able to get the manacles on?
Yeah, the manacles seem like a more permanent solution because it can break out of the
Yeah,
grapple at any
I'm
time.
just trying to find where they are. There we go. Shackles the Mad Widow. Okay, it just tells me that they can do that. Where is like the actual mechanic for it?
If you give them to me, I'm happier to move up next to this thing if you want to stay in safety, Herc.
That might be a good idea. I'm, well, not a dwarf or a warrior.
I am both of those things.
Perfect fit for the job.
Yeah, fuck it. I can't find what the thing is. I would say it would just be a strength check to get, or actually an agility check to try and get them, whichever one you prefer, strength or agility, to try and bind the hound with this. And I'll say it has it'll try and do a contested strength to not get bound by it.
Over to you, Curtin.
All right, do your thing.
And I will let you know that Curtin can't actually get to him, just so you know. Because your speed's now down to 15, so if you use 10 to go down, then you get 1 square off. Just to be clear of that.
Yeah.
What if I just drop?
Yeah, you can drop. For sure.
And then it's 10. Or,
Yeah, that'll
then
just be a
it's 10
d6
over.
damage for dropping 10 feet. And then you can just haul ass.
Nice.
Oh, I think that's pretty funny. Yeah. So you want to hand it off to Curtin?
Yeah.
So that's a free action for that Herc. Like you can just throw him over to him and still do something else if you want to.
I don't want to kill this thing. I've got a nasty feeling it might just disappear, which would be inconvenient.
Mhm.
So, can he delay his action till later?
Yeah.
Can he sort of?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can delay your action. Yeah, for
that.
sure. Absolutely. You guys just need to be bound, essentially. Just in case I wasn't making too much clear. But yeah, you just as long as it's just restrained some way. If you guys can kill it, then it'll be dead. Is from what probably your characters would have gathered from all the different clues throughout. All right. So Herc, you're gonna hold your turn. Curtin, you drop to the floor.
Well, I will go down 5. If you let me, I'll go down 5, drop, and then move 10 if that reduces the damage. If not, I'm gonna drop from 15.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
cool.
you're only 10 feet up. You only went up 5. So yeah, if you drop 10 feet,
Oh, okay.
then I'll allow you to move across. I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say you have to drop the 10 because I'll just be the fast
Okay.
movement, and then you can move, scurry across the floor after this
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll take, yeah, so you just let go, hit, okay, 6 damage. You really just get the wind knocked out of you. Great.
Wow.
Um,
Wow. So now I'm at 5.
We'll need the horn now, huh?
Yeah.
I will need it.
And you just book
One
it
way or the
forward.
other.
Yeah, and if you want to try and do the manacles, I think just give me either a strength or agility check.
I'm going to do agility because I have +1 on that.
Perfect, and it's gonna do. Hey, okay, well you know what? Natural 20, perfect.
Wow.
You bind it. I'll go just give it like a +2, I guess. That would probably fit for this. No, not doing it. Yeah, so it just sort of breaks out of the spear, and immediately you like sort of go around him with the hairy manacles. You get like 4 of its legs. It's not a great bind at first, but then you sort of just tighten it up. It's still able to move somewhat, but it is now struggling being bound. And you can see like where it's binding its legs is like sizzling and crackling. And it's laying out this sort of like really almost sad and pained howl. But okay, I'm gonna give you a fleeing luck because that was just a really fun that you just decided to drop. And you got another fleeing, so you have 2 fleeing luck now. Yeah. So what'd you say?
Can I move away 1?
No, you used up all your action just to. I was thinking just to get it. Yeah, just to get up. You
Okay.
knocked down, got up, and then ran across, and I would say that's probably you. Kana, your turn.
I'm stabbing it again.
All
Trying
right.
to going for the kill this time.
Okay. You do hit.
Yeah, and I think I think with my mighty deed, I think with 11 points, I'm gonna get a pretty good solid hit on it. I don't know what I'm gonna do except for I let loose just like a mighty howl.
Yeah.
And I scare the piss out of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I will say, Marn hasn't gone yet. Before the hound's going next, but Marn can do something. So if you want to like stab it good and maybe lift it up in place for a spell from Martin or something, if you want to just really show off Kana's strength and sort of just lift it up as it's bound and skewered. And Martin, I don't know if you want to go for an attack. But I don't want to tell you guys do what you want. But yeah, I like that. Yeah. You just let out this howl and just like scoop it up with your spear and clamp it down.
I'm gonna remember to press the control key. This has got a double purpose. So I'm gonna burn 4 points of strength.
Okay.
And 2 points of agility.
Okay.
And
I've got 2 luck for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, go on then. Thank you. So we got 3 strength, 3 agility, and 3 stamina. So Herc is looking.
Oh, you are a
awful.
skeleton.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
No one's gonna marry him now.
Yeah. Oh my god. And if you do take his 2, that brings up to 32, which is the highest. The caster throws 8 missiles that each do damage equal to 10 each. So that's 80 damage. I'm not going to do anything else. Like, we don't need to read the rest of this.
No.
Okay, I'll let the 3 of you decide this. Because this was a pretty amazing scene. The 3 of you just got this thing bound up and hoisted up. How do you guys see this thing happening? Because this is like a laser gun that just went off the...
Yeah.
I think the mud that had accumulated on this really nice fur pelt that I just acquired gets singed off by the laser that is formed right next to my face. I don't have eyebrows anymore.
Yeah.
Or eyelashes. Completely defenseless against the bugs.
Yeah. There's this big, like, giant blue plasma beam just fires right through all of you. And I would say, yeah, what's left on that big spear is basically what looks like essentially a big burned rotisserie chicken, probably by the end of this. It has not disappeared or turned into goo. It is just breaking off into ash as Kana holds it up above you guys. The manacles weirdly look still usable as they sort of just fall off this creature that Curtin can easily just grab off of it. And it just, yeah, I would say just turns into dust. And you guys have defeated the Hound of Herat.
Hey.
Woo! I'm so glad that Discord ducked that, Molly. He went, oh, and then it just cut. Yeah.
Failed again.
Yeah, so, yeah. But your mouth is still open, so maybe I should edit something into that.
Yeah, you should. I recommend My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah, I'll get copyright claimed
The
immediately.
the slide whistle.
Yeah. Ooh. So just to wrap things up here, at least, you guys kill this thing. There is loads of treasure that you guys are easily able to, especially with your spider climb, able to haul into bags on their stuff and sort of grab this. You guys are going to be pretty stinking rich after this thing as you find all sorts of stuff. You just see a little bit of stuff. Yeah, just little bits of gold and jewelry, a bronze buckler, a ceremonial blade that's inlaid with silver in like the shape of a serpent, a great dragon helm, and a big bronze torque. So you guys found a bunch of cool stuff, and you guys just get up, walk your way up, and make your way back to town. I would say probably bring what dust you can, maybe, of this hound. The villagers all cheer. The Jarl seems completely unhappy, though relieved. You see that his advisor is still kind of like whispering into his ear about things. Perhaps there'll be more trouble with you guys with this Jarl later on for perhaps, I don't know, just making him look like a fool for not being able to save his own people. But more importantly, my friend Herc, you made a promise to a lady. My question to you is, are you upholding that promise and going to her hovel to get married? Or are you skipping town? What is the plan?
I will say, if it influences your decision at all, Kana wants none of the riches. She has gotten the riches she wants from this, so you only have to split that 2 ways. So you could be like filthy, filthy rich in Split Town if you wanted.
Oh.
But you won't get the wolf mess in, by the way, Kana, in case you need to push.
Oh, true. Yeah,
you
you would be screwing Kana over.
So Herc is going to find this soldier that disappeared off.
Mm-hmm.
And say, you're coming with me.
Yeah, he says, where are we going?
Well, you're going to need to help me. As you can see, I'm in a bit of a poor state. We're going to the northwest of town, to the old woman.
Well, why are we going there?
Come on, with me.
Yeah, so you move up to the northwest of town. What's the plan here, Martin? Are you like I guess my question is, are you sort of pushing him forward in front of you, or are you leading the way to the hovel? Are you making clear what's happening, or are you just sort of like keeping him in the dark the entire way there?
Oh, very much keeping him in the dark.
Okay.
But looking as terrible and as sorry as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you look like just a walking skeleton.
Yeah.
So you walk to the north part, and then you finally arrive at the hovel, but what greets you is a very weird sight. All around the hovel, you see all these beautiful flowers and plants just billowing and growing. And waiting outside the house is a beautiful young woman. Next to her is this really cloudy, dark figure, just like not human at all. Very, very like some sort of demonic being for sure. With like these red searing eyes. And she says, Herc, I'm so glad you came. I could feel the changes coming as you walked closer to the house. Because of you, the curse that I was under is broken, and I can be with my true love once again.
Oh, so I think I've not done well out of this deal. So you're telling me that you don't want to marry me anymore?
Yes, I don't need to. I'm sorry I tricked you. It was the stipulations of the curse meant I could not, fully talk, but
you now look beautiful. So it's a double disappointment for me.
She walks up and gives you a big hug and like a kiss on the cheek, and she says, I know, I'm sorry. I'm sure you'll make and she sort of looks at like your skeletal frame. I'm sure you'll make somebody happy someday, if you ever get rich enough. But I'm off to be with my true love, and all I have to thank is you. Please, here, give this mess to your friend for her pack. And she says, and in the in my house, there's a chest there with treasures all for you. But I'm
Well-
departing with my love now.
Never mind. Never mind. Did you kill him?
No, it's a long story, but I'm sure we can go over that another time. But I guess what I'll say is just don't ever try to call down any gods. It never really ends well.
Well, not today, anyway.
And she gives you like one last hug where you feel all your bones creak and crack, your ribs almost splitting completely. And she runs back to the sort of cloudy figure. A big sort of fiery inferno like portal opens up underneath like their feet, and they sort of just get dragged down to hell, smiling and waving to you as they disappear, and it closes up again.
Best of luck.
Yeah, and the boy says, "Can I go now?"
I think you're going to need to carry me back to the inn, I'm afraid.
And he says, "Yeah, she said there was just something inside for you. At least I can help you carry that."
Oh, well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, find out what it is for me.
Yeah, so you open it up, yeah, and it's just overflowing with like gold and jewels and everything else. And you're able to at least, even though you didn't get a wife or anybody like that, but at least you got a bunch of riches to to keep you warm at night.
What happened to the cat?
I'm gonna say the cat's still here.
Well, there we are. So Herc got a nice new friend.
Yeah. So the cat just jumps onto your shoulder, as you can barely pick up the chest, and you just sort of have the young guy pick it up for you. And you guys walk towards the inn with a much better atmosphere in town, and I'm sure many more adventures to await, but honestly, maybe not, depending on how badly you're looking and how rich you are. But Kana, you get your medicine back for your wolf pack. I don't know what Nate wanted, but he got a bunch of money, so I guess there's that.
Nate got what he wanted.
Yeah.
And
Friends
Curtin
along
got
the
what he
way.
wanted.
Yeah.
No. I'm settled out. I'm going to settle up in Herat, take all these riches, open up a world famous cheese store in partnership with Bull. But actually, the campaign against this Jarl and his advocate begins immediately the next day.
Yes. There's a new power in town. And yeah, so that's what Nate does, or that's what your character, I forget his name right now. It's on my head. Curtin, thank you. That's what Curtin does.
How dare.
Kana, what does Kana do? I think we already know what Herc does, just going off to get some help probably sleep for the next 6 months to get his health back. But what does Kana do?
Kana goes back to her wolf pack. She gives the medicine to and grrr. And she gives Mr. Boots some under the chin scritchies, and she lets them all send her, and she sends all of them. And they sleep in a big puppy pile. And she doesn't look back.
Perfect. All right. Well, it's a nice happy ending. I also thought you guys were going to die in that tomb. But thank you guys so much for playing. That is Doom of the Savage Kings. I know it's a bit of an abridged version because of how fast we had to move, but I thought you guys did great. That was very, very fun. You were a fantastic group.
Outstanding. Great fun.
That was
Thank
fun.
you, Alex.
It was
Yeah.
really fun.
Thank you guys. I'm so glad you guys joined for this. I'll kill you next time. I'll get your other arm, Nate, next time. I should cut off a limb this time, just so I can keep cutting off limbs every time I play with you. Just keep the keep it going.
It would have been a good way to build some continuity in the Wasabi Nate extended universe.
Just forever. Just forever cutting off your limbs. All right. Well, that will be where we end off. And thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And I'll see you next time.